Welcome to the VAFA William Buck SEN Match of the Day.
He has a bounce, he crosses 50, he pins the ears back, and he drills the goal! You can tweet that and hashtag it bloody good.
It goes high up and under the full foot. Becky's taken a ripper!
Makes a name for himself with these long bombs from outside the arc. It's a long bomb from outside the arc! It's second semi-final afternoon at Elsternwick Park. Hello and welcome to September football. The best two teams all year in VAFA William Buck Premier meeting again with a place in the grand final on the line. The minor premiers for a second straight season are Old Brighton. They went 16-2 in 2024. They went 16-2 again this home and away season, beating the Xaverians twice this year. The Xavs 15-3 record, good enough for second on the ladder. The top two teams, 3 wins clear of the rest. Here at the home of amateur footy at Elsternwick Park, it's 18 degrees. We've got overcast conditions and a very gentle breeze indeed to the Glen Huntley Road end. For the winner, it's straight into the grand final as it was for Old Brighton last year. The loser will play the winner of the St Kevin's and Old Scotch game in the preliminary final next weekend. This is VAFA William Buck Premier Men's Finals footy on Community TV and SEN. Paddy Grindlay with you again this afternoon. The two-time premiership coach of Elsternwick, Hugo Higginbotham, is beside me. Hello, Hugo.
G'day, Paddy. Great to be here, and what a day we've got here at Elsternwick Park. We're through the home and away, which is great, and into finals footy. Home and away seasons, Paddy, they're just there to qualify you for today. Doesn't matter what's happened, we're into it now. So both these sides have done the hard work, got the double chance, which is what your goal is when you're in finals. So it's a free swing, Paddy. You throw your best at it today. You get a week off next week, watch the opposition. Hopefully they belt the shizing out of each other and you roll straight into a grand final. But look, we've got two sides here today, Paddy, very similar. You look at percentage, only separated by one game on the ladder, but that's all gone now. Finals are a different beast. You really have to get better in finals. Doesn't matter how good you've been in the home and away, you have to be improving. And we want to see that today. And what a game we've got. It's exciting.
This is the Saturday warm-up, all thanks to Mequacare, providing care for more than 16,500 people each week across Greater Melbourne and regional Victoria. They've been doing that since 1959. Over the next 15 minutes, Johnston, he'll catch up with both coaches. Dan Donati, the coach of the Xaverians, not too far away, and we'll also hear from Tunners coach Marcel Bruin shortly afterwards. And before we get stuck into both of those conversations and a bit of audio from Marcus Stavro a few weeks ago, more on that in a second, Hugo. Thanks to HitIQ and its game-changing Protect Concussion Management System, you can use the code VAFA50, VAFA50 to get $50 off at hitiq.com. I want you to set the scene for us for these two teams over the course of this season. The Tunners, they've beaten the Xavs by 61 points back in round 6, by 33 points back in round 15. They've won the last 4 games over the Xaverians by an average of 45 points over the last couple of years. The Xavs haven't beaten Old Brighton since round 18, 2023. The question I've got for you, Hugo, for HitIQ, could today be the day for the Xavs?
Absolutely, it could. There's no reason why not. The history is history, and they're a fantastic side. You just look at their results during the year, which, you know, it's one of the 2 best sides in the competition, which you have on display today. And they've had a really good look at Brighton. So Brighton's been the pace setter all year, with Xavs just one out, one back in the racing parlance. But, and look, they're both excellent coaches. There'll be plans, you know, superstars on both sides of the fence. I'm really curious about the ruck battle today with Spralia and Flockhart for Brighton. And then McIsaac, you know, what's he kicked? 49 goals for the home and away season. Boys couldn't give him one more to get him over the line with 50. Does Butler go to him today? How much do you expect?
Yeah.
I know McIsaac's only kicked 1 goal in the last 3 games, each game that they played against that, so he's been well held. And then you've got some superstars. Campbell Lane, one of the co-captains, Harry Hill, and then the big one, Stavro playing. You know, we didn't think that. I didn't think that, but what do I know? I'm not a doctor.
Yeah,
I only finished school in year 11.
We'll get to Marcus Stavro in a few minutes' time. The changes for these teams, Hugo, since round 18 for the Tunners, they've brought in Ben Pryor, Jamie Hope and Harry Hill. The outs, Sam Linder, Ryan Agg and Sam Littis, all omitted. There was a bit of surprise that Sam Linder was left out of this Old Brighton side, but it's an indicator of how strong the Tunners are at this point of the season. For the Xaverians, the ins, Jed Fennelly, Campbell Lane, Jack O'Sullivan, Nick Guiney, Marcus Stavro from that syndesmosis injury. The outs, Wade Brusnahan with a hamstring, Will Goss with concussion, Charlie Holmes, Tommy McRae and Sam Ralph all omitted. Let's head down to our boundary rider today, Johnston. He's with the coach of the Xaverians, Dan Donati.
Season 15-3, a clear second place. You must be really proud of the group. Super proud of everyone, to be honest. It's a bloody tough competition, so to sustain it with, I think we had 5 buys, guys going away, coming back, and I think we played 43, 44 players in the end. Really proud of the effort to finish second and give us a good chance.
So just talk us through the last couple of weeks preparing for this game. We had the weekend off last week, of course. Has it just been business as usual with training and preparation?
Yeah, definitely. We've trained hard. Actually, we had a solid week last week. We did some match sim on Saturday. We had a couple of meetings last week. Had dinner. We've done plenty of stuff to stick together, but it's been all in the last couple of weeks.
Now, your side's at an average winning margin of 53 points this season, so when you win well. As a coach, do you keep numbers like that in mind when finals are on here, or is it just a whole new ball game and the slate's wiped clean for September?
Oh, look, you reflect on what you've been able to achieve as a group this year to help you sort of establish some belief, but the reality is we've lost to Brighton the last 4 times we've played them, so you could be kidding yourself saying we win every game by 55 points, but Brighton have beaten us a couple of times. So you've got to reflect on all that stuff. It definitely gives you belief that when we get game on our terms, we can play good footy. At the same time, Brighton have had our measure, mate, and we've got to improve today to get them.
Yeah, as you mentioned, both times this season, you just couldn't quite get there with Brighton. What will be the keys to victory today to settle that score?
Lots have got to get right. They're a damn good team. They've been the benchmark for near on 4 years now. We've got to execute really well. We've got to win it at the source, break even at the source, stop a couple of their key movers, which is going to be crucial, get our matchups behind the ball and move the ball well. So basically every aspect's got to go pretty well to win a second semi-final.
Appreciate your time, Dan. All the best for today.
Thanks, guys.
Thanks to Raj Johnston and Dan Donati there on the VAFA William Buck Premier Men's final footy broadcast here on Community TV and SEN. This is the Saturday warm-up, all thanks to Meckwacare. Now, Hugo, we have tossed this one up for weeks. Marcus Stavro, grade 3 syndesmosis injury against the Tunners all the way back on August 9th, round 15. He had surgery on the left ankle, and we were lucky enough a few weeks ago to catch up with him at half-time in round 17 about his race against the clock to play finals football.
Just in that old Brighton game, just got stuck under a couple bodies in a tackle in the second quarter. Got scanned during the week because it still wasn't feeling right, and grade 3 syndesmosis. So got unfortunately had to get the surgery, got the rope put through the ankle, so now just race against the clock. Trying to be as optimistic as possible. First final obviously is the goal, which will be 4.5 weeks, but obviously if not, definitely we'll be able to play that second one.
So 4.5 weeks later, Hugo and Marcus Stavro, the co-skipper, the Woodrow medalist, he's back, and you might have just walked alongside Toorak Park and seen how he went at training on Thursday night.
I was just out for a little stroll. I was taking the Schnauzer for a walk, and I stopped and watched training for a little bit, and he was moving very, very well. I'll tell you what, there'd be no one happier than Dan Donati that they threw that by him before the finals, because that's got him across the line. And look, it's still touch and go. He won't be 100%. He won't be the player he was a month ago, because he's had that month off footy. He probably hasn't done too much touch work and hasn't been running for that long. But I'd take him in the side every day of the week.
Yeah.
Bearing in mind, Paddy, you've got the second chance. Didn't have the double chance, you'd think about it, but this is a free swing, as I said.
Can you take us inside Dan Donati's mindset a little bit, Hugo? Because I imagine you would have been in this position in charge of Elsternwick, where you had a player who'd not just been injured, but been off legs for such an extended time. You bring them back for September footy. How does the weighing up process look like? Who are you speaking to find out whether you pull that lever?
Look, being a coach, you're definitely not a socialist when you're a coach. You know, players aren't equal. So you're taking in who the player is. You know, he's a co-captain, he's a superstar, very influential. You're speaking to the medical staff. You're going on a little bit of gut instinct, and you've got to have a good, honest conversation with the player as well. If it was a young player, you wouldn't take a word what they're saying as truth, but because he's an older player, experienced, he wants the best for the team, you would have got an honest response out of him. And look, if he's 75% fit, he's still better than most players in the competition, realistically. So you take the chance on that.
So he won the Woodrow medal in 2021. He's won 3 best and fairest in a row from 2021, 2022 and 2023. He's made the last 5 VAFA Team of the Year 2021 as captain. He's a 3-time Big V rep in 2023, 24 and 25, Marcus Stavro. So he is one of the stars of the competition. It's a really interesting storyline. It has been over these last couple of weeks. Let's change things up a little bit. Let's talk Tunners football. Raj Johnston has the coach of Old Brighton. His name is Marcel Bruin.
Thank you, Paddy. Thanks for your time, Marcel. It's been a long season, but September's arrived. Finals are here. What's been the vibe amongst the club at training and in the lead up to the game today?
Yeah, super energetic. It's great that we've got our twos obviously playing out here at the moment. That keeps, numbers on the track and high energy. But yeah, we've been looking forward to this for a long period of time now, and we get that opportunity today.
You've had a great season, 16-2, rightfully earned the minor premiership. It was a similar story last year, finishing first. You only just beat St Kevin's in the first final last year and couldn't quite get the job done on grand final day. How do you compare your side to where you were, say, 12 months ago, and what needs to be different this time around to be more successful this September?
I think we're in a better space this year, Raj, definitely. I think, system and method another year on is certainly better, and we've seen that throughout the year. Where we've been able to work into games. Sometimes it's not always on our terms, and we've been able to win quite well when it hasn't been. Now, last year we were probably grinding some of those ones out. But yeah, I think this year we've got a really healthy list, so we're in a good space there. So we've got a full team to select from, which is good. And yeah, I think we come in this with great understanding, having gone through it last year as well. Which always helps and great capacity to hopefully go one better.
Now, both occasions you played the Xavs this year, you got the wood over them. What will be the keys to victory today to make it a third time?
Yeah, you've got to put them under a lot of pressure. I think we've spoken a lot and worked a lot on our capacity to defend the ground and certainly pressure the opposition, pressure Xavs when they've got the ball. If they're left to cut you apart by foot, they want to put speed on the ball as well, and if you let that happen, then they'll get interested really dangerous forward. So if we can limit that to some extent, I think we'll be in a good space, and then probably try and create off the defence as well.
Thanks for your time, Marcel, and thanks again for all the access you provided us with throughout the year, and good luck today.
Pleasure, mate. Good on you, Raj. Thanks.
Back to you.
Thank you, Raj. Thank you, Marcel Bruin, all for Mequicare. Let's briefly go through the changes. We've been since round 18. Let's go since round 15, where the Tunners beat the Xavs by 33 points. Since that day, Old Brighton has brought back Campbell Tweedy, Tom Fisher, Felix Flocker, Max Lowen and Luca McNabb, and lost Sam Littis, Josh Carr, Zach Travers, Sam Fanning and Charlie Richardson. The Xavs have gained Ed Delaney, Alex Spralia, Nick Guiney, Sterling Fitzparsons, Julian Ganji, Makuch Mohammed, and they've lost Hamish Bowen, Wade Brosnahan, Tex Wanganeen, Jack Boyd, Dan Tuddenham and Josh Cumberledge. It's about this time when we like to welcome in a man whom, without a VAFA final series, Hugo, just wouldn't feel quite right. It's a good afternoon to the golden tonsils of the Amos. Simon Petch, hello to you.
Paddy, good afternoon to you, to Raj, to Kel Cummins, who's here with us today, just in the background, the Buttons, and to Hugo. Nice to be back again. Yeah. September in the air, and the ground's looking in really good order, and looking forward to a good 3 weeks.
I thought I was going to be missed completely there.
No, I never miss.
Never
miss.
You. No.
You, Hugo.
No, you certainly don't.
Just nice to be back.
It's wonderful to have you back, Simon Petch. Let's quickly head down to Raj Johnston, who's on the boundary for us today, because we've had a toss, Raj Johnston, and you're the man who's usually all over this kind of gear. Who's won the toss and who's kicking what way?
Oh, he's gone missing.
Oh, we might not have Raj downstairs. Apologies. Oh. We have seen a toss, though, Hugo Higginbotham. It'll be Old Brighton kicking to the left of your radio dial towards the Glen Huntley Road end of the ground. Raj, we might have you this time around. Let's have another crack.
Thanks, Paddy. Good afternoon to you, Petchy and Hugo. How exciting. Here for finals. A great crowd is here at Elsternwick Park. Now, the Tunners have won the toss. Harry Hill has chosen to kick to the Glen Huntley Road end for the first quarter. There's a little bit of a breeze, not much, to be honest. They'd only put maybe a goal on it, 2 at the very most.
Which is it,
Glen Huntley Road end.
1 or 2?
Look, it's overcast overhead. A bit more blue sky is slowly starting to emerge, but yeah, looking forward to it, Paddy.
Thanks very much, Raj. You're doing a stellar job on the boundary for us. So the Tunners will be kicking to the left of your radio dial or to the left of your picture on Community TV. A reminder that we are a dual cast today, of course, on the SEN website and app, and on vafa.com.au with the audio stream that our man Bruce Petch looks so well after, but we're also exclusively streaming video on Community TV. You can visit KOMMUNITYTV.com.au. If you'd like to watch this game but you don't have a Community TV subscription, you can buy a monthly pass and get engaged. Our first quarter is all for TLC Healthcare. Think differently about aged care. We do. Old Brighton's principal partner. We have VAFA, William Buck, Premier Men's Finals Footy here on Community TV and SEN, and we are seconds away from a start. In a few hours' time, we will have a team into the grand final, whether it's Old Brighton or the Old Xaverians. Well, we're all about to find out. Simon Petch, Hugo Higginbotham, Paddy Grindlay and Raj Johnston on the broadcast here for you. Finals footy, September in the air. The Xavs and the Tunners for a place in the big one. Here's the voice of Simon Petch.
Righto, thanks. Thanks, Paddy. And rucks are about to go at it in the middle of the ground. Second semi-final underway, and Flockhart got a hand onto it first in the centre circles. Hill trying to arrest the football, got it out. He got it to Burnell, who got it back to McNabb. Brighton go forward inside 45, but Guiney takes the mark here. For Xaverians down at the Glen Hutley Road end of the ground, and chips it across to Hamish McIsaac, who brings it up commentary side, up towards half-back for Xavs, goes towards the boundary line. Seagar sees it over, and we'll have a ball.
That was interesting on that exit there. Xavs had nothing up the line. Everyone didn't come over, so they were lucky there to get that clearance over the side boundary. I just noticed Stavro and Hill very close together in the middle of the ground. That's interesting.
First 30 seconds of this second semi-final. Broadcast side of the ground, ball thrown back in. Sprellier at the back, got a hand onto that one. Went to ground, Hanson brought to ground. Good tackle on him by Hill. Going nowhere, and we'll have a ball up centre wing.
Sam Hanson with the left shoulder strapped in the number 33. He's got the job, it looks like, Hugo and Harry Hill for hit IQ to start this game of footy.
He's in his back pocket.
All over him. Sprallier in the ruck down to Stavro. Ankle looks okay. The handball loose. Cut down by McNabb and Hill. He lost control of the footy under the tackling pressure there of Knott. Pushing the back free kick picked out by the umpire, going the way of Holmes. Attacking side of the broadcast wing for the Xavs, yet to score on this first term. Or for TLC Healthcare, the kick is shallow inside 50. Tweedy dropped the mark that he usually would have taken. Attacked out of the pack and across the goal mouth. Jarnestrom will track it down along the boundary line. Did he keep the ball in play? No, he didn't, in the left back pocket. It'll be thrown in 15 metres from the old Xaverians goal. Hugo for hit IQ.
Just noticed that entry was looking for McIsaac there, but they did a really good job of getting in front of him, so I expect to see that today, I would imagine.
So scoreboard end of the ground, Nature Reserve side. In that pocket, up they go. Flockhart won that one down to the front of the pack. Jarnstrom over the top, and Cork to the boundary line for Brighton, and we'll have another ball in. 2 minutes gone in this second semi-final. Brighton against Xavs, and the ball is inside the 45-metre arc. Thrown back in. Delaney at the back. Flockhart when it got it down. Now Cork volleyball spike virtually, and they get it out of danger. Do they? No, they don't. Hamish McIsaac has marked outside defensive 50 here for Brighton. He goes in forward, up towards full forward. For Xavs, no one takes the mark. The umpire calls, give it to me, and we'll have a ball up.
So Xavs putting a few extra around the ball in their forward line, in their back line there, and Brighton going with them. So we've got a heavily congested Brighton forward line. So not going to be much clear possession here. 180
tackles on second semi-final day. This time last year in the Brighton St Kevin's game, maybe an early repeat is not big tackle. Boundary line or a ball up. Field umpire will throw it in the air. Right forward pocket here beneath the scoreboard at Elsternwick Park. Overcast conditions, 18 degrees, not much breeze out there, as Raj Johnston alluded to. Delaney in the ruck up against Flockhart. It dribbles dangerously towards the goal mouth. McIsaac, that's Charlie, threw a boot at it, didn't connect. Finn Campili clears the area, looks for Jono, went for a fly. Joey Campili couldn't bring it down across left half back. Trigar takes the footy, feeds it back, he's done. So Tom Dunn inside 50 for the Xavs. They've dominated territory. Oh, Westcott, he got a big leak, couldn't bring it down. Cork's there, whistle on the play. It's a mark paid to Gus Cork, I believe, of the Tunners, and old Brighton will be quick to move it from full back.
So Jarnstrom, scoreboard side of the ground. Guiney goes at the back of Pryor and took the mark here for Xavs. So they're showing something. They haven't scored yet, though. We've gone 3.5 minutes into this first term. Guiney goes towards full forward. High pack fly, no one takes the mark. Delaney into the back of his man. His opponent on the ground, but the umpire says, give it to me, I'll ball this one up.
Yeah, Brighton won't mind that with all that congestion down there. It's going to be very hard to take a mark.
So in front of the scoreboard, thrown back in the air. Felix Flockhart got it down. Seagar looking for a free kick. Tangled up there was Knott, and he gets a free kick.
Might have exaggerated that slightly, just so the umpire saw, but...
no, he tied himself up well there, and he got out of the tangle, Knott. And he'll look at having a first shot at goal here for Xavs.
You've got that written down there.
No, I haven't.
It's very orchestrated.
No, I haven't. We all know what a knot is. You're tied, you get tangled up in it. And that's exactly what happened to him.
Yes, certainly did.
So here he is, Charlie Knott, outside the 45-metre arc here for Xavs. A slight angle to the scoreboard end of Elsternwick Park for the first score of the game. We've gone nearly 5 minutes into it. No breeze out there at all. A beautiful day for footy down here in Elsternwick. And Charlie not into goal. Drop punt, puts it on its way and kicked it. So first goal on the board to Xavs. Charlie Knott gets that one, and that opens the scoring. They go into 1 straight 6, leading Brighton to the Glen Huntley Road end of the ground, yet to score. And for TLC Healthcare, we've gone just on 5 minutes into this first term.
Well, you expect to see that free kick in that congestion because there's just no way you can get any clear possession. And it's not unlikely to see Charlie Knott kicking a goal like that. He's kicked 20, well, that's 21 for the year now, so he's a very handy player. So that's a great start, and let's just see what happens here with this clearance.
The Old Xavs, they haven't lost a first quarter since round 7 against the University Blues. They've started brightly here in the second semi-final. Back underway we are. Here comes Guiney, broadcast wing, drives it back inside 50. McIsaac in the one-on-one with Louis Butler. They split the points taken by Montanaro of the Tunners. Now Tweedy against the boundary line, back to Montanaro. This all by hand. It's tight and dangerous stuff. Westcott dispossesses Butler. McNabb just throws a boot at it. It might work out. A Finn Campili. He gets it beyond half-back. Big tackle laid by Guiney. He unloads a Tunners opponent. Stoppage on the broadcast side between wing and half forward for the Xavs. Geez, Hugo, for hit IQ, they've started this one really well.
Yeah, they have. Brighton got themselves in a lot of trouble there, overusing the handball.
Thrown back in, ball towards the boundary line, scoreboard side of the ground. Another tackle laid, and we'll have the umpire come in and give a free kick, will he? Yes, it'll go Brighton's way. And they'll take it down there. A kick towards centre wing for Brighton, commentary side. Gregson goes through, lost the footy, got it back again, then goes again, brought to ground there by Connor Dunn. Ball inside the centre square now, and the umpire says, give it a me, I'll ball this one up.
You just see how evident it is that Xavier want to take away the time and space for Brighton.
Stavrou nearly led to the football. Dimartina got there, but Stavrou beat him. Now Hansen a handball. Got it inside there, over the head. Westcott, he goes to Knott, who gets around with a kick in towards the scoreboard side of the ground, out of bounds on the full. No, just bounce inside, and we'll have a ball in right in front of the scoreboard. For TLC Healthcare, 7 gone. Xavs lead, 1 straight 6 to Brighton, yet to score.
Well, just that pressure of Xavs is unbelievable. Brighton just cannot get a clear possession, and they haven't been past halfway yet, nearly, Paddy.
Flockhart into the ruck. Dangerous time early for the Tunners. Delaney takes it out of the ruck. He kicked it into the bootlaces of a teammate. They'll all fall atop the football. We've moved about a metre from the side of the throw-in. 25 metres out, right forward pocket. The Xavs 6, Brighton yet to score for TLC Healthcare. First term, finals footy, second semi-final action at Elsternwick Park. Here's Phipps Parsons, feeds it outside of 50. Went all the way back to go for Bilston McGillen. Tumbles it to a dangerous place. It was McIsaac from 3 deep who came across the front. Couldn't hold on. The Tunners through Dimartina. They'll just get out of danger momentarily. Long down the wing they go. Spralia waits for it. He takes the intercepting mark, and the Xavs will go forward again. Simon Petch, 8 minutes down in the first term.
So it's all been Xaverians at the moment. We've hardly seen Brighton in their forward 45. Now Tom Dunn's got it. So he goes back virtually whence it came, dangerously close to the boundary line. Westcott was there for Xavs. Gregson head over the footy, and the umpire's given him a free kick for in the back. So Brighton have it at half-back. 8.5 gone first term. Xavs lead 1 straight to Brighton, yet to score. He goes inside to Seagar, and he takes the mark. He goes back outside here, and Finn Campili. He takes the mark and plays on straight away. Left foot kick to centre half, forward. No mark taken, Hope was down. He couldn't collect the football. Good tackle laid on there by Travis. Umpire said over the shoulder though. And the free kick will go Trigar's way here for Xavs. So it's all Xaverians at the moment. Bad kick. It didn't help his teammate for Xavs. A smothered kick off the boot. Finn Campili around the body missed. First score for them's a minor one. They go into 1 behind, 1 point Brighton. Xavs on 1 straight 6 for TLC Healthcare. 9 gone in this first term.
Well, you could just see that was just a little bit of poor execution by Xavs there, but they've got more numbers at the ball at the moment.
What they do, long down this broadcast wing, Felix Flockhart comes across with a thunderous fist. He couldn't knock the ball out of play. Woodhouse ran out of space for the Xavs and stepped over the white line. It'll be thrown in just in front of the Xavs bench here. Marcus Stavro, early signs. Hugo Higginbotham for hit IQ. He looks fine. He looks fully fit and ready to go.
He's moving really well, getting through congestion. He's had a few tackles, so he's tested it out.
Woodhouse into the ruck for Xavs, up against Felix Flockhart. Neither really won it down. Phipps Parsons takes the ball for the red and black and tumbles it to half forward. Butler and Charlie McIsaac. Charlie McIsaac belts it on for Ganji to run onto. He picks up the ball cleanly. Left foot snap around the body. He's got it. And the Xavs have the first two. 2 straight 12 plays, 1 behind, 10 minutes down for TLC Healthcare in the first term. Julian Ganji, we haven't seen any of him really this year. It's just his 3rd senior game. He's played the 6 games, kicked the 5 goals in the reserves, came into the senior squad. He has the 2nd goal of the Xavs today, and they take an early lead. Simon Petch and Hugo Higginbotham.
Yeah, well, it's just interesting the way the Xavs realistically are able to take that coast to coast. And you just see McIsaac was the deepest one there, having a nice little wrestle with Butler, which we're going to see all day. And just you love to see an open hand slap over the top and really good run to goal. You don't see that very often, do you?
No, and very well done there by Ganji. That door opened beautifully for him. Back in the middle, Woodhouse for Xavs gets it out, goes to centre half forward. And backing back, Tweedy takes the mark here for Brighton. He goes across the face of goal to Butler. He goes with his left boot inside here to Montanaro. He wanted to play on, and he does for Brighton. Handball here, McNabb. He goes towards Burnell. It went right through him. And it went over the boundary line, and we'll have a ball in. There was no pressure there on Burnell.
No, I think
not a real good kick either.
No, but a player of that level should be able to pick that ball up. That was a bit of perceived pressure. Above the shoulders, Petchy.
Perceived is right. 11 and a half gone first term. Xavs lead 2 straight 12 to Brighton, 1 behind. Centre wing is the target here of the football. Gregson over the top of his opponent, and he's got a free kick here for Brighton. He's looking inside the 45-metre arc, hoping front at the back. Fisting it away from him was Tom Dunn. Nice little fist over the boundary line in front of us, and we'll have a ball in.
Yeah, that wasn't the kick there by Gregson. That long high just on top of there just made it so easy for the defender. They're looking very linear at the moment, Brighton. They need to get more lateral, get away from congestion, because Xavs are controlling the congestion really well.
45 out from Brighton's goal. Glenn Huntley Road end of the ground. Stavry wanted to get there, but Seagar beat him. He got a handball back here. Montanaro high up and under kick to full forward. Good mark. And a good mark taken here by Tregar, and Xavs are away again.
Yeah, he did the early body work on Joey Campili. Hugo knocked him over, took the mark. Now through lane and half back they go. Fennelly. VFL talents combining. Fennelly has Stavro, the co-skipper, on a long lead. He pulls up a bit short as he marked, but all's well that ends well, hopefully, for Marcus. Takes his kick now, jabs it in short. Oh, it's not a great kick. It's skimmed away from his target. It invited the Brighton pressure. They fall atop the footy. It's a stoppage here, attacking side of the wing. Montanaro getting involved on Simeopoulos there. So the Xavs 12, while Brighton 1 behind. 13 minutes gone for TLC Healthcare in the first term of the second semi-final. Flock out to Fisher. Fisher hacks it forward, one-on-one. Fennelly well positioned. Makuch Mohammed came. Couldn't bring the ball down. A whistle for a push. Going the way of the Xavs. Fennelly or Makuch Mohammed will take it. It'll be Mohammed through left half back for the red and black.
So he cannoned right into Fennelly, who was a little awkward in getting up off the ground, but he's up and about okay now. Woodhouse has got it. So it's all been Xaverians in this first term. It's gone 13 and a half minutes. They've had most of the play, and they lead by 11 points. He goes out wider here to Charlie McIsaac, who couldn't hold on to that footy. The Nepean Highway side of the ground, ball being thrown in centre wing.
Just noticed something, Hugo. Joey Campili came to the bench. Alex Tregar following him every step of the way. So it's a hard tag.
Tregar go to the bench with him as well.
Just about.
Confused. Yeah.
So we've got a Lexus, a Jeep, an Audi and a Ute out on that side of the ground. Here we go, Simeopoulos. Haven't seen your cars out there at the moment.
No, I'm a public transport operator, Petch, you know that. Geez, I love public transport. How good is it?
They're all lined up out there.
You wait 25 minutes, the bus doesn't turn up.
Thrown in the air again. Up they go. Flockhart won that one down for Brighton. It flicked out here, and a kick away there by Yorgie. High up and under there. No one marked that footy. Mohammed was there for Xavs. He got it down, and they kicked the ball away to centre wing. Not a real good kick. Fisher over the top of his opponent. The umpire comes in and says, give it to me, I'll ball it up.
I see what we're seeing at the moment is Brighton are putting extra to the contest, especially in their defensive half. They do get the clearance, but Xavs is set up behind it all the time. They're letting them go, and Xavs are just chopping it off.
Hugo Higginbotham with us for Hit IQ. Dimatina and Seagar and Burnell and Yorgie all combined. The lift door's closed on Yorgie. Caught holding the footy.
Wow.
He seemed very slow
Hot whistle,
there.
yeah.
He had no time, but you wonder about communication there, because if you're getting a ball in the air like,
Phipps Parsons took the free kick, then gave it off to Campbell Lane in the left forward pocket. He takes the mark 35 metres out through left half forward. Sorry, Hugo.
Yeah, and that was easy. Pass.
Yeah, well, they didn't expect that, and they just get a little bit lazy sometimes. But that's what I was saying. If you've got no communication, you don't know whether you're free, hot, whatever, and then basically you're going to get wrapped up like that every time. You just could have told him as he handled it, you're hot.
Yeah.
At least you would have known.
Yeah.
So the pressure from the Xavs has been hot, and Campbell Lane can put through the third goal of the game, all going to the red and black here. Had such a stellar year, returning full-time to the Ammos after spending a long time with Collingwood VFL. A Big V representative this year on this ground, Campbell Lane. From left half forward, he approaches it straight on that right boot, and the goal umpire stands still and watches it sail over the hat. And the Xavs are on fire to start, Hugo. 3 straight 18. Oh, Brighton just the one behind. 17-point leaders, the old Xaverians, in the second semi-final. We've played just about 15 minutes of this first term for TLC Healthcare. It is all red and black.
It is. It's a good display out there at the moment. They've come with a set game plan and some really good matchups, and they are executing it perfectly. They're not panicking. They're not rushing to the contest. They sit out behind really well, and they're using the ball well too. What is interesting, though, there's been a couple of Brighton players we haven't really seen. Harry Hill's been very quiet at the moment. Interesting. Very good by Xavs.
So Jonah Campeely inside in that ruck contest. Got it down. Dimatia burst the pack. Goes towards 45. Not a real good kick. Didn't help Hope out at all. And Tregar got it off the lane. And Xavs clear it again from defence. But then chiming in is Lowen. And he fits it over the boundary line. The P and Highway side of the ground for a ball in. Gee, they've harassed.
Yeah, they
Xavs.
have. They have. I mean, Brighton got the perfect entry then as well. But they just found nothing forward of the ball. So they're happy for one-on-ones there. And it's not working for them at the moment.
Out of side of the ground, up they go, Spralia. Jonah Campeely both at it. Hanson broke a tackle and got a kick up towards Haas centre wing. In front, Delaney had it fisted away there by Cork. Brighton end up with the footy here, and Jarnstrom's got it down in centre half back. He's waiting for the cavalry to arrive. He goes out wider here, and the mark taken by Butler, and he marks. Commentary side, half-back flank for Brighton. They've hardly been forward of the centre square. He goes back to Yorgie, and he marks. Still in defensive 45. Brings it into the middle of the ground. Hanson dropped what he should have taken. He went the handball to Lane, then he messed it up. He went back in again. Got a handball to Tregar, and a throw has been paid. It will go back to Jonah Campeely out there.
No one on the mark.
And he plays on. He goes long with the kick. Up to 45. Gee, flying at the back. That was one hell of a fly from Jonah.
Campeely.
And he couldn't bring it down. But James Hope has got a free kick for in the back, over the top. And he'll go back and have a shot here for Brighton.
What are we a 40-metre arc? 45, aren't we?
45.
Yeah, so that might be testing distance. I know he kicked 21 goals for the season, so he knows where the big sticks are. But that's just a distance. So I'd be getting a few taller players down there, because you'd expect this to pop up into the square.
So here he is, the Nepean Highway side of the ground, Glen Huntley Road end of the ground. Yet to score a goal for the game. Xavs are on 3 straight 18. Brighton are one behind, 1 point. Hoping to go! Oh, he's got it!
Me and my big man.
What a kick! Outside the 45-metre arc, and James Hope has kicked Brighton's first goal of the afternoon.
He's on world record pace.
You're on
Everyone wrong.
You're on fire. That's why you're with us.
Exactly. We're going to drop the special tag. It's just going to call it comments. It's just a general passing. But
you thought that was going to test him.
I did. It's good to test yourself every now and then.
But it was a floating drop.
It was horrible,
it wasn't a real spinner, and it made the distance beautifully.
Yeah, it did. Surprised me.
All right. Good for Brighton.
Yeah,
good for
answer.
Hope. Good confidence builder, that.
The 18.5-minute mark, they get their goal kicking underway. The Tunners, back to the middle we go. Travers, big tackle laid on Hanson. The umpire will cross himself and resolve it. Just attacking side of the centre circles. Hope, Dick and Ben Pryor, the deepest forwards at the moment for the Tunners, with Campeely in the ruck. He's beaten hands down by Spralia, though, who took the ball out of the ruck, kicked it high towards half forward. Tweedy, all he had 90% of it, couldn't bring it down. Here comes Charlie McIsaac with Campbell Lane to assist. Lane's got the footy. It's a short 15-metre pass up the line. Woodhouse takes it on the slide. He's 55 metres from goal, left half forward, Nepean Highway side. Hayden Woodhouse short to Charlie McIsaac, just carries the required distance. McIsaac wheels around from just outside the arc. He sends it long to the top of the goal square. It drifts across the face. Janistrom takes it and he steps over the boundary line there. He'll be happy to take the throw in beneath the scoreboard. Brighton 1-1-7, the old Xaverians 3 straight 18, 20 minutes gone. In the first term, thanks to TLC Healthcare, the Xavs with the first 3 of the game through Not Ganji and Lane. Jamie Hope a few minutes ago opening the Tunners account.
So scoreboard end of the ground. That's the end in which Xavs go. Ball thrown back in the pocket. Jonah Campeely got it down. Janstrom, handball. Gregson, bad kick. Stavro on hands and knees, got the handball up. Now Semiopolis into goal, misses and goes through for a minor score. Taking Xavs on to 3-1-19. Brighton on 1-1-7 for TLC Healthcare. 20 and a half gone in this first term.
That was interesting watching Stavro then. One thing I'd be curious about is his tank. You know, how fit is he after missing that much footy?
Butler goes towards the boundary line. Flockhart was there. It just stayed in. Goes over now. We'll have a ball in.
One thing I'm interested in, Hugo, for Hit IQ is the way the Xavs are setting up the ground for the way that Brighton want to move the footy.
Yeah.
They haven't had any fluid movement, the Tunners, in the first 20 minutes of this game.
Now, also, too, a couple of times Brighton have gone and transitioned to the other side of the ground. Had nothing there. So
Correct.
Xavs are doing a really good job of holding that space and not giving any easy options.
Spralia takes it out of the ruck again. Phipps passes his target. He's dispossessed and tackled. He's gone. Edgar got him. Came in from the side. Got Phipps Parsons, got him cold. His kick is no good. Straight to Tom Dunn of the Xavs, centre-half back. It's a dangerous place to turn it over, Hugo.
Yes.
Past halfway goes Dunn. Hits Charlie, not in a long lead. He's 2 kicks from home, 50. And there was a Brighton player who ran straight through the protected area.
Yeah.
Charlie Knott will be stoked with that. He'll be advanced 50 metres, pretty much to the top of the goal square, directly in front for a chance to kick his second, Hugo.
I think that was Yorgi who was probably following his run with a little bit too closely.
Yes.
But the concerning thing is that transition to inside 45 by Eggers, just how easy that was picked off. And then, see, Xavs are releasing to advantage as well. They're moving into the space. Brighton don't seem to be doing that. They're waiting for little things to open up and try and, you know, pinpoint passes. I mean,
No point waiting.
No, exactly.
No. Make it happen.
So not 25, 28 and 26 disposals over his last 3 weeks. He's in really good form, Charlie Knott, and he's number 8 today as opposed to his usual number 38. 20 metres out, directly in front. One of a host of old Xaverians players to have played in the 2024 Reserves Premiership, but as a senior team, they haven't won a final since 2016. Charlie Knott's got a role to play today. He has hit the stick.
Oh, no. Oh, my God.
He's hit the right-hand goalpost from directly in front, 20 metres out. Bit of an anti-climax here for the Xavs faithful. 3-1-19 they are. The Tunners 1-1-7, 22 and a half minutes gone for TLC Healthcare in the first.
Well, there's a let-off for Brighton.
Absolutely.
That's for sure.
You know, they're only up by 2 goals here when they've had majority of the play.
So Butler to kick the ball back in here for Brighton. He goes centre wing. Great distance with the kick. Travis in front had it knocked away. Ended up with O'Sullivan for Xavs. Have got a handball. Hard onto it. Burnell onto him. Close to the boundary line out there on centre wing, and we'll have a ball in out of sight of the ground.
Just noticing Dan Donati down in front of us. He's looking a bit agitated after that Charlie Knott miss.
Thrown in the air. Sprullier got it down. Gregson held up by O'Sullivan and Hansen, and he gives it back to the umpire for it again. The Nepean Highway side of the ground. Up they go again. Flockhart won that one down. Sprullier got it down. Now Finn Campeely got it back. A kick towards Hope in front. Fist away Mohammed. It fell to ground. Brighton go inside, but chopped off here by Fennelly. And Xavs are out here. A kick out here to Hamish McIsaac. He has one bounce on centre wing. He goes commentary side up towards half forward. Not a real good kick off the boot. The ball favoured Butler, but Knott's got him over the boundary line. Right. And you could see Charlie Knott's mouth saying, "I'll get you, Butler," and he did. So Knott got him, tackled him beautifully, fed the ball off here to Hamish McIsaac. And he's got this one outside 45, into the pocket over Delaney's head. It goes back towards Flockhart, couldn't control it. Gregson's got it and clears it here for Brighton, but straight back to McIsaac, who goes around the body, high up and under, kicked in the forward pocket region, but it bounces over and resultant free kick to go to Brighton.
Was that on the buses you were talking about?
Yes,
Petch?
on the buses.
Yeah, very good.
Yeah, I'll get you.
Yeah. You, me and Buttons are the other one who know that, Joe.
He's in fine form today. Simon Petch The Tunners could take a lesson. 12 points down in the first term. Oh, Delaney and Fennelly both went for screamers. Neither could bring down the footy. Comes to Joey Campeoli. He kicked without looking. He bounces it along the boundary line beyond halfway. Jamie Hope would be happy with the boundary throw, and he let it skip past him, and then he fell over. And Mohammed took the spillage, goes inside. Here's O'Sullivan. Hope's got him with a big tackle. Here comes Guiney. The pressure from the Tunners was so good. Hill, Travers, top of the square. He kicks the goal.
Just.
The Tunners have their second, 2-1-13. The old Xaverians 3-1-19. They cut the lead to an even one straight kick into time on in the first term for TLC Healthcare. And it's not a game that's looked like a 6-point game of footy at the moment. The Xavs all over them, but that hot pressure that came from Harry Hill and Jamie Hope inside 50, it opened the path for Travers to run in, and that's goal number 9 on the season for Luke. 25 and a half gone in the first term.
So we're at 6 points of margin now. We just think back, you know, finals are a game of opportunity, and you think of that one not at the top of the square. Yeah. That now we could be out to 18 points, but
we're back to a goal.
Exactly.
So Brighton have fought back because it was all Xavs in that first half of this first term. Gregson out of the middle, can't control it. McNabb nearly got in his way as he charged through. Now Yorgie on hands and knees. Gregson still there, trying to work it out. He did. He got a handball somehow to Hill, who then lost it. And we'll have a ball up as Yorgie and Phipps Parsons get up off the ground.
You just look at Brighton, and I think they've adjusted. I think they've changed a few structural things, and it's starting to work for them.
McNabb, a fresh air shot. He got it to centre wing with the kick, but it's chopped off. Now they go forward. Connor Dunner, kick out towards O'Sullivan. He marks for Xavs. Out of sight of the ground, outside 45. Inside he goes. No one can take the mark. It fell to Delaney. He was brought to ground there by Fisher. Good tackle laid by him. It opened the door here. Butler a handball to Flockhart. Brighton work it out to centre wing. Pryor underneath it. Now Jonah Campeoli along the ground. Who'll get there first? Xavs Fennelly. He gets there, a handball hit to Guiney, who works it out towards the outer side to Lane, and he takes the mark for Xavs.
So Campbell Lane, far side wing, Hugo for hit IQ.
Yeah, no one around him either. So he's a player where you've got to watch. You can't give him that space out there.
Here he goes. Goal early in this game of footy. Along in the line, Delaney from 3 deep went far too early. The umpire said all was fair. The ball went out of play and will be thrown in.
Yeah, and I think he need Felix Flockhart right in the middle of the back there too. I wasn't expecting someone to be jumping over him when the ball wasn't even in the area. But anyway, he's flown for every single ball that's been in the air, Delaney, and not got any one.
That's his job. Of course, in the second semi-final last year, it was Sam Flockhart who kicked a winner to get the Tunners over the top of St Kevin's. With the ACL, he's unavailable for the rest of the season. That throw-in is well and truly off target, and the umpire will call for the boundary umpire to have a second crack.
But by Delaney doing that, he's bringing it to ground. If he's not marking, if they know that, they can rove that.
He brought Flockhart to ground.
So this one just on centre wing, the Pean Highway wing of Elsternwick Park. 13 plays 19, the Xavs in front. They kick the first 3 goals of the game. Tom Fisher takes the footy for the Tunners, kicks up to Dick. Attacking side of the wing, he marks strongly, a step ahead of hard of the Xavs, and keeps the kick low and beautiful to Burnell. Burnell moves it quickly. Harry Hill takes the mark. He'll play on. He eyes the sticks, Harry Hill, and the skipper goes bang! And Harry Hill ties the scores. 28 minutes down in the first term. Missed the entire final series last year with concussion. And the skipper will feel pretty good about that one.
He will. He hasn't had too much influence so far, but Brighton have adjusted really well. Look, Xavier were playing a great game early of taking away the time and space. Brighton are starting to get loose now, and they're finding those targets. So that was an amazing entry, and just by Burnell just having the vision over the top to Hill, you see a little bit of selfless play, and we've got scores level. So I don't want to go back to it, but Charlie Knott must be absolutely kicking himself.
He probably missed, unfortunately.
I knew you were going with there, Paddy.
Just run in the air again inside the centre circle. Spralia held up there by Gregson. We'll have another ball up. So this half, or this quarter's been played in a half. First half by Xavs, now the second half of this first term. It's all been Brighton. It's been a terrific game of football so far. Low scoring, but a good game as Phipps Parsons brought down by Yorgie. Gets the free kick in the middle of the ground. Gee, that's hard in there. A few of these players, Hansen's come off with bleeding knees. Obviously, he's fallen over there a couple of times. Up towards half forward, and Flockhart has taken the mark here. For Brighton, inside defensive 45, in front of the scoreboard. He goes here towards Butler, and he takes the mark here for Brighton. So at half-back, commentary side of the ground. 3-1 apiece, scores are level. We've gone 29 and a half minutes in this first term for TLC Healthcare. Fisher kicks, siren goes. That is the quarter-time score. 3 goals, 19 apiece. That quarter going nearly 30 minutes.
So the goals for the Xavs, the first 3 of the quarter, not Ganji and Lane. And the Tunners with the last 3, Hope, Travers and Hill, 3-1-19 apiece after a 30-minute first quarter for TLC Healthcare. On the other side of this break, we'll go around the grounds thanks to lighting options, and we'll have our huddle report thanks to you at Leaf Architecture and Construction, integrated in a process that promotes creativity, flexibility and efficiency. We'll have Raj Johnston inside the old Xaverians huddle in just a few minutes' time. Scores tied at quarter time of the second semi-final. More after this.
Hey guys, introducing GYG's $12 chicken mini meal. It's the ultimate value bundle. A mini chicken burrito or bowl, medium Chipotle seasoned fries, and a bottle of water or a soft drink of your choice. It's cheaper than cooking at home. Love ya.
Are you looking to grow your business? William Buck are more than just accountants and advisors who can develop strategic growth plans for your business. With over 125 years' experience, William Buck has expertise in navigating through challenging times and has been working closely with the VAFA community, creating positive change for individuals, businesses and community organisations. William Buck's team of specialist advisors work collaboratively, providing you with 360 support. Schedule a complimentary consultation today by visiting williambuck.com.
Tickets are now on sale for the William Buck Premier Women's Grand Final Day function at Elsternwick Park on Sunday, September 21. Hear from both coaches pre-game and watch the premiership decider from the comfort of the function room with finger food and a cash bar. Tickets are just $30, including gate entry, and are available now at the VAFA website.
Stay up to date with all the latest from the Victorian Amateur Football Association with the brand new VAFA app. Stay connected with live scores, fixtures, stats and news from across the Victorian Amateur Football Association right at your fingertips. Download the VAFA app today from the App Store or Google Play and never miss a moment.
Listen in to the award-winning VAFA William Buck Premier Men's SEN Match of the Day this Saturday afternoon on SEN's new no-delay streaming product, SEN Stadium. That's VAFA Footy, live with no delay, Saturday from 1:45 p.m. Listen via the app.
Quarter time at Elsternwick Park in the second semi-final. The Old Xaverians 3-2-20, leading the Old Brighton Tunners 3-1-19. A 1-point advantage for the Xavs. We had a point clocked onto the scoreboard over the quarter-time break. We're about to go inside the Old Xaverians huddle thanks to you at Leaf Architecture and Construction, integrated in a process that promotes creativity, flexibility and efficiency. Dan Donati is the coach of the Old Xaverians. We'll hear his address and then Raj Johnston will catch up with him momentarily after that. For the lighting options, let's go around the grounds. The first semi-final, the cutthroat game between Old Scotch and St Kevin's. It's the card 6-3-39 leading St Kevin's 2-6-18 at the 22-minute mark of the second term. And as I say that, Hugo and Petchy, the Cards have kicked another goal, so that lead is out now to 27 points. Let's go inside the Old Xaverians huddle and listen in to the address from Dan Donati, the coach of the Old Xaverians.
The rotations that we stuffed up a little bit by off and let Harry off the hill a little bit. So just stay calm. Pig, I thought you set the scene. Unreal. Trigger behind the ball is fantastic. We defend the corridor brilliant.
Haven't quite been able to pick up Dan there. Apologies. We'll see if we can pick up our signal in a few moments' time, but we will be hearing from the coach of the Xavs in a few minutes once the huddle breaks. Let's go back downstairs to Raj Johnston and see if we can pick up Dan's address.
Okay, Woody working hard in the middle. Gala, contest to contest. Really good stuff, Jack. Ganji, when you come on, fantastic. All right, forward tackle, forward pressure, really, really good. Behind the ball, fantastic. So happy with that quarter. Done the quarter, tick that one off. Reckon we let him a couple of goals they shouldn't have got though. So you should be a bit dirty on yourselves because you're outplayed in that quarter. More inside 50s, more contested ball, more clearance wins. Good start, good start, all right? Fit for a great quarter. Good stuff. Dunny, that's working. So let's just keep working that. That's actually throwing off the game a little bit. So we keep our plans, we stick to it, and then we go again, we reset. Big quarter now, just take your time. You've got 30 minutes of hard work here. Slight breeze. We know you can score both ends though, because we did it quite easily. But we know now we get the ball going forward, make sure the forwards are working up the ground. We can get a longer kick in order to be smart. Let's go.
Inside 50s now, it's killing it.
In the breeze. They've had more marks in us, all right?
Great to hear the insights of the coach of the Old Xaverians, Dan Donati. 30 minutes of hard work coming up for the Xavs, Hugo Higginbotham. He did mention the slight breeze that's blowing towards the left of the radio dial, or to the left of your picture, towards the Glen Huntley Road end of Elsternwick Park. He did mention, though, you can score at both ends. Have you seen this game affected by a wind at all? Because it doesn't feel that way.
No, not at all. Not at all. I think it's probably just, pointing out a few things. But, look, we seem relatively happy with that. Look, they missed some opportunities there, you would think, and they let Brighton back in a couple of stages through a few mistakes, a little bit overuse at half-back. But Brighton were excellent at, sometimes you need a solution to impact a change and implement a change, and they implemented a change. So Brighton actually evened up around the middle of the ground, and it was good.
Let's head back down to Raj Johnston. He's got the coach of the old Xaverians for you at Leaf. Dan Donati's beside him. Let's go down to you, Raj.
Thanks, Paddy. Thanks for your time, Dan. You brought a lot of pressure to that quarter. You're a point ahead. What were your thoughts on it?
Oh, look, I was wrapped with the first sort of 15 or so minutes, and I reckon we probably gave up 2 goals we shouldn't have given up. We missed one, but you just shouldn't miss. So 2 or 3 goal turnaround in the end. 1 point lead, to be honest. I feel like we should have been 2 or 3 up with that hard work, but slight breeze this quarter. Fantastic quarter. Obviously, bloody good side we're playing against.
Thanks, Dan. Back to you guys.
Thanks, Raj. While we've got you, mate, can we check in with the conditions a little bit? Because it feels fairly still out there.
Fairly still, but I reckon, Paddy, the breeze has picked up a little bit to that Glen Huntly Road end. It's a bit swirlier where I am. Again, nothing significant at this stage. I'll keep an eye on it. But when I was out there for the quarter-time huddle, I could certainly feel it.
Magnificent. Thanks to Raj Johnston. Huddle report thanks to you at Leaf. Our second term coming up for Marsh. Ensuring the VAFA. For more information on how Marsh can help you, you can visit their website, marsh.com.au. This is VAFA William Buck Premier Men's Finals Footy on Community TV and SEN. One of 2 games going on today. Old Scotch playing St Kevin's. The moment it is the Cards 39 leading the Scobbers 24. 15 points ahead at Trevor Barker Beach Oval in the game that started 15 minutes before this one. It's the Xavs by a point over the Tunners, and Hugo Higginbotham. We've seen plenty of good footy from the Xavs so far, but you feel like the Tunners come into this quarter with a bit of momentum.
Yeah, they definitely do. First half of that quarter, they probably went a little bit too defensive, put too many numbers behind the ball, but fixed that and got back on the scoreboard.
Okay, second term underway for Marsh down here in this second semi-final. Out of the middle, and Seagar gets a high tackle from Westcott, and he gets the first free kick for Brighton. Heading to the scoreboard end of Elsternwick Park. He goes up towards half forward, no mark taken. Travers was there, now Stavrou. Brought to ground, good tackle laid on him by Edgar. The umpire says, give it a me, old ball this one up.
Just notice that kick was to a 2-on-1 then, so Zab's getting behind the ball there and caused this a little bit of stoppage.
Thrown in the yes, Bralia won that one down. Seagar went through. Now Hansen tries with a handball close to the boundary line. It stayed in, now it's out. And we'll have a ball in right in front of us. Into the first 40 seconds of this second term. Xavs lead 3-2-20. Brighton 3-1-19. Xavs to the Glen Huntly Road end of the ground. A slight breeze, if anything, to that end of the ground down here today. Thrown back in right in front of us. Both rucks hug each other. Flockhart got a hand onto that one. Westcott brought to ground. Good tackle low and Hill. And the umpire says, give it a me, old ball this one up.
I'll be feeling that one. Westcott. Max Lowen, he's a tough customer. Ball in the air. Sprallinger takes it out of the ruck, opposed to Flockhart. Dumps it inside 50. Montanaro came across. In front of Delaney, he pulls it down. Right back pocket for the Tunners. Broadcast wing. In front of a very well populated hill there. The Glen Huntly Road end. Montanaro kicks it towards Lane and Burnell! Yardestrom rather. From behind a big hang. A mark of the day contender in this second term for Gorman Commercial. His 45 kick wasn't much chop though, however. Hamish McIsaac takes the footy. His handball intercepted by Gregson. Busts through one tackle on that left. Sends it towards half forward. Tregar well placed for the Xavs. Pulls down the intercept mark across left half back and then commits to the switch. It's a long, dangerous thing into the defensive goal square. It's pulled down by Tom Dunn, who goes over the top to Fennelly, who needs to hold on under prior pressure. He does. And now the Xavs should be released through right half back, Petchy.
So they are. They go out wider here. And Guinea takes the mark out there. Nature Reserve side of the ground. He comes right into the middle of the ground. Flockhart underneath it for an eternity. Took the mark. Handball Gregson. Handball Edgar. Inside 45. Go Brighton. Gregson nearly had his head ripped off. Umpire called play on. Now he's blown the whistle. And Westcott ends up... Hart ends up with the free kick. They get it out of danger now, Xavs. They go to Stavrou. And outside defensive 45 scoreboard end of the ground, he'll take a kick.
Bit of rugby tactics there, Gregson. He was going for the try line.
Kick towards centre wing for Xavs. Westcott there, couldn't hold on to the mark. Lowen there, applied some pressure. Ball released here to Butler. Got a kick around the body for Brighton. Up towards Hamish McIsaac. Couldn't hold on to it. Travis, handball, good one. Found Dick. Goes into goal but misses. And it goes across the face, minus score. Scores level, 3-2-20 Brighton, 3-2-20 Xavs. For Marsh, we've gone 3 minutes in this second term.
Brighton just happy with that chaos kick to half forward at the moment. Seems to be paying off because they're winning some of the ground balls, but you'd like to see a little bit more direction with those.
So Fennelly, as our man Bruce Press on the buttons says, not a great kick. Jarnestrom cuts it off. A few early marks in the second term for Marsh. Dumps it back inside 50. Xavs numbers. Fennelly with the big fist. Edgar tracks it towards the boundary for the Tunners. He's ushered out of play by Hamish McIsaac beneath the scoreboard. 3-2-20 apiece. 3.5 gone for Marsh in the second. The Tunners have kicked the last 3 goals. Hope, Travers and Hill to end the first term. And they're pressing now towards the scoreboard end here at Elsternwick Park. Lots of numbers stacked around this footy. Watch for Hamish Dick, I reckon, Hugo, to get on the move. He's looking a likely type. He's taking the ruck duties actually against Spralia. Neither ruck could get their hand to the footy. It comes down in front of them. Guiney appealing for a free kick. Nothing forthcoming. Lane take a line. We'll have it thrown in this time at the intersection of the 45-metre arc here at Elsternwick Park and the boundary line right half forward for the Tunners.
It's mass congestion here. Everyone within 50 metres of the ball. So you're not going to see much clear possession out of this. You're expecting a free kick or a bit of indiscretion to play a part here.
Little bit of congestion about to come up. Ball gets thrown back in by the boundary umpire outside 45 here. Here's Dick going forward, but it was held up. And a free kick going Hill's way. So Hill's got it here for Brighton. Scoreboard into the ground just outside 45. He'll go long with a kick in towards full forward. Across the face, they set themselves. No one can mark it. Fell to Hamish McIsaac. Got a handball out there. Dunley got in the way there of Fennelly. He's seen it over the boundary line and the crowd wanting out of play, but it's not. We'll have the ball thrown back in.
Umpers in a perfect spot to see that. Crowd didn't like it though, did they?
No, and they're in good voice too down here today at both ends of the ground and around the wings. Thrown back in, Spralia in front. Dick got the punch from behind though. Spralia well done, handball like a rover, got it to Tom Dunn. Now Pryor in the goal, it's kicked it.
No, the other way.
High contact, I think, on the tackle, Petchy.
Okay, well I didn't hear the whistle. Anyway, no goal there to Pryor. In fact, a free kick going back here to Dunn, and he'll take it for Xavs.
He's a lucky boy, Tom Dunn, because he took on the tackler a couple of times. He hasn't come around on his line as the umpire wants him to, so his kick down the Nepean Highway wing will be recalled. It'll give the Tunners time to set up ahead of the footy here, Hugo.
Yeah, exactly. So they're taking away the options here, so you expect a long kick down the line. But if they're handling the pressure well here, Xavs, but it seems to be played in Brighton's front half at the moment. So, interesting play.
VAFA William Buck, Premier Men's Finals footy on Community TV and SEN. Done. The second time of asking, dumps it down the Nepean Highway wing. Big fly. Felix Flockhart went through his fingers and over the white line, and now it'll be thrown in.
So that long kick down the line, that's exactly perfect. So it's to the boundary side, so it was always going to be hard to mark that, and it's over for a stoppage on the wing. So they're away from the pressure at the moment, in the middle of the ground.
For lighting options, half-time at Trevor Barker Beach Oval. The Cards by 9 points over St Kevin's in the first semi-final. The winner through to a prelim to take on the loser of the second semi-final, playing out in front of us. Felix Flockhart takes the ball out of the ruck. His kick was cut down by Phipps Parsons, who was maybe held onto by Finn Campioli. The umpire kept the whistle in the back pocket. Hill ran past the footy. Couldn't take the Sharon with him. Seagar is pulled down. It'll be thrown in the air at left half forward for the Tunners. 3-2-20 apiece in the second term for Marsh. 6.5 minutes gone.
Thrown in the air, out of sight of the ground. Flockhart again, fist that clear. Finn Campili inside 45 for Brighton. No one there, though, for him to kick it to. Felix Flockhart wrestling for it. Hill applied a tackle. Now Hansen goes through, lost the footy for Xavs. They all dive over the top. Burnell goes in again here for Brighton. The umpire says, give it to me, I'll ball it up inside 45.
He was happy to let that play out a bit, the ump there too. Expecting something, but that was good. Good umpiring there.
Let it go. Unless the ball comes out. Thrown in the air again. Up they go, Dick around the corner. Seagar was there, now charging in. Fisher a handball. He looked for Edgar, wasn't there. McNabb there, looked for a free kick. It wasn't there, and Xavs clear the pack. A kick out towards centre wing. And now they can steady up if they've got someone to kick it to. They go to Delaney out in front.
He kept his
feet all right. Corks down. Delaney goes to full forward. And a bad kick. going forward, and Tweedy chops it off here for Brighton, and he goes out to Lowen, and he takes the mark to P and highway side of the ground for Brighton.
Author Sport Victoria looked like an arm injury as this ball goes out of play at left half back for the Tunners. Gus Cork has got a trainer with him. He looks in a substantial amount of pain, so Raj Johnston will be all over that one on the boundary line. Just shaking it out, Gus Cork, so hopefully just a decent-sized whack and he's good to continue. More on that in a moment. Ball's thrown in, right half forward for the Xavs. Spralia hacks it off hands in a dangerous position. Woodhouse takes the footy, spreads the handball. Simeopoulos back in the direction of Stavro, who turns slowly. Hill got him in the back, or held on to him. Take your pick. Marcus Stavro. He'll be directly in front, 35 metres out. Talk about a team lifter, Hugo.
Yes, Harry Hill in deep discussion with the umpire there, but there was definitely something there because he didn't have the ball and either in the back or whatever you like. But they need this one here, the Xavs. Haven't played much forward half footy this quarter, but they've defended really well.
Just experience from Stavro. I think he felt a little bit from Harry and then just
accentuated it a bit.
Accentuated, I think.
Yes.
Now, we're not out there. We're not playing the game. But
and we don't speculate either.
Hasn't played since round 15, Marcus Stavro. This game might have turned with Cork going off injured and Stavro taking the kick. And they'll get to him. Welcome back, Marcus Stavro. 4.5 weeks after having surgery on that left ankle on a grade 3 syndesmosis injury. The rope went through the foot. He's returned to the playing field. He's kicked a goal in the second semi-final. The Xavs take the lead, 4-2-26. Old Brighton 3-2-20, 9.5 gone in the second term for Marsh.
So that was a well-earned goal because they defended heavily there. Brighton have had a lot of forward half footy, as I said, but you just love to see your co-captain, the experienced player. You nearly had that one down in the book, Petchy, didn't we?
Yes, we did. Absolutely, but just that little deft touch.
Yeah.
And the umpire paid the free kick and they got the goal, Xavs. It is Fisher out of the middle. Brighton go forward with the kick towards half forward. No mark taken by Xavs defence. Dick over the top. He found hope in the goal. He dribbles it in but missed. And only a minor score.
Now, that was a clearance that I've seen before. So they open the space Brighton behind the ruckman and then they clear it through there. So I expect to see a few of those today.
So Tom Dunn kicks the ball back in as far as Di Martino, who took a good mark on his chest. That flew into him. He goes in towards half forward, fist away there by Mohammed. From Burnell, he got it back into Woodhouse. Xavs go forward with a kick up towards Yorgie, fisted away. No! It was held on to. O'Sullivan ends up with it. He got away from McNabb. Handball not a good one to Charlie McIsaac. He put it down. He got it back to Knott. He's in a tangle. He goes in towards full forward. No mark taken. It came back out here to Lowen. But Tweedy backing him up for Brighton. Gets it out towards the broadcast side of the ground.
He kicks to a one-on-one. It's a dangerous spot to be in if you're Quinton Montanaro because he's got trouble, or Travers rather, arriving. It was Connor Dunn, 2 big tackles he lays. One on Travers, one on Tweedy. The ball goes out of play, left half forward for the Xavs.
Did an excellent job there, Dunn. There was a lot of pressure there and the boundary line saved him.
26 plays 21, the Xavs by 5 points for Marsh in the second term in the second semi-final. Flockhart out of the ruck on Woodhouse. His kick into the arms of Bilston, McGillen and Fisher. It goes on for Campioli. That might be kicking in danger. Tom Dunn had his hands on the footy.
Don't see that a lot now, do you?
No, but it was correct. It was perfect timing.
Tom Dunn, centre wing broadcast side. He eyes the 45 kick. He eyes the corridor. He eyes a long ball towards the hot spot. And Delaney further on than him. Over the head of Knott. It dribbles into the pocket. Not still tracking it. Lohan's there. Not flicked it into the boot of Lohan. It might have gone off the shoe and again into the ground and over the white line. So it'll be thrown in right forward pocket for the Xavs.
Yeah, anyway. But look, they've struggled with their entries a little bit today, the Xavs. Everything's been a bit high and over the top of the players. So it's a red-hot game we've got here. There's a lot of pressure out there. Which you'd expect in a final.
Absolutely.
What on the line here?
Second semi underway down here. It's been a good game so far between Brighton and Xavs. Yorgie out of the middle, got it here towards Gregson. He goes towards half back, no mark taken. Picked off here by Knott. Handball here, and Connor Dunn goes forward with a kick. Not a good one. McNabb drops in the hole and takes the mark in defence at the Glen Huntley Road end of the ground here for Brighton. He goes back, virtually lets it go. Mohammed over the top. and he rose and took it. Played on straight away for Xavs. Into the pocket he goes. Delaney in front, heard the call from O'Sullivan, gave the handball. He was then dispossessed of McNabb. Got the ball there for Brighton. Kick out towards half back, and mark taken by Guiney, who brings it back into the middle, and Phipps Parsons takes the mark here for Xavs. Goes short, no. Kick smothered off the boot by Hill for Brighton. It fell to Pryor, who found Gregson, who spun out of a tackle. Left foot kick up towards centre wing. Hart's over there, leads in the race for the ball with Hamish Dick. They see it over, and we'll have a ball in.
So there's nothing more frustrating than someone who kicks into the man on the mark, because there's no excuse for that. I know there's pressure in your head.
Yeah.
You've got to get back, because that was an entry kick. But what's concerning me a bit at the moment with Xavs is there's no space in their forward line. We've seen Delaney and McIsaac spoil each other, basically. They're only two in the air. They need to work that out. They need to get some separation there.
This game has just lifted a notch in the last 5 minutes for Marsh. Woodhouse and Flockhart, it's a 5-point lead to the Xavs, 26 playing 21. Woodhouse down in front of himself, wanted Hansen, couldn't find him. Montanaro for the Tunners on hands and knees, lost control of the footy. They jump atop him, they got him high. Free kick for the Tunners. Nepean Highway wing, slightly attacking side here for Quinton Montanaro. It'll be a long high kick, game number 80 in the seniors, inside 50, Flockhart, got it, no! Mohammed just got him at the end. And we'll have a stoppage inside 50 here for the Tunners, 40 metres from goal.
Geez, I'm impressed with Mohammed. He can be third man deep, but he's just got that amazing leap, and that was Flockhart's mark every day, that one there. So, really good play.
Into the ruck goes Felix Flockhart, Woodhouse for company. It's cleared by the Xavs towards the Nepean Highway wing again. Tumbling is not, he marks on his chest. There's open space in front of the Glen Huntley Road end. Into the corridor for Phipps Parsons. He's got to turn quickly and go. Had to give to anyone and did. Here comes Hamish McIsaac. One way, then the other. Inside 50, the kick. He lets himself down. It's intercepted by the Tunners. Butler and Janistrom will work it out for old Brighton, and now through Travers at right half back.
So Travers takes the mark right in front of us. 26 playing 21. Xavs have the lead. Kick by Travers into the middle dangerously, and Knott takes the mark in front of Gregson. So Charlie goes into centre half forward here for Xavs. No mark taken. Plenty of heads over the football inside 45. Glen Huntley Road end of the ground, and we'll have a ball up.
Apologies to Hamish McIsaac. It was Ben Belston McGillen as we quickly go down to Raj Johnston on the boundary.
Paddy Walker's had his right shoulder strapped. His jumper's back on. He'll be back on the ground in due course.
Okay, Flockhart, thanks Raj. He kicks the ball out towards Pryor. He can't mark, had it fisted away by Tom Dunn. Lane was lurking, couldn't pick up the footy. Now they go to ground. Dimatina tried the handball out, but he can't, and we'll have a ball up. Raj Johnson.
Ball. He's played ball there.
Has he?
Yeah.
So free kick going Xavs' way here.
Campbell Lane's got that ball.
And there was plenty of players over it. Lane ends up with it, goes into the pocket. Glen Huntley rode into the ground, and he's kicked it out of bounds on the full.
You don't see that too often from my man. So they must have brought that boundary in, Paddy. There's no way you kick it out on purpose.
It's a bigger ground than both these teams are used to. Using the width of it today. Dimatina left half back for the Tunners. Haven't called his name too often today, Hugo.
No, he's been quiet. But there's no time and space out there at the moment, so every kick seems to be under pressure, except for that one.
5 games for Port Melbourne VFL this year for Dimatina. Next in the chain, Edgar, and inch by inch now is Seagar. Kicking it along the Nepean Highway side wing. Seagar's going to go for the switch. Campbell Tweedy's all by himself, all on his lonesome at right half back. He marks, he fumbles while taking a bounce, gets the footy back. Charlie McIsaac comes and applies pressure. Not Campbell's best moment. Giannis from now under pressure. Lost control of the handball. Simeopoulos cleans up to Knott, and red and black jumpers leaking forward. The entry kick coming from Connor Dunn to the top of the square. Westcott tracked back by Yorgie. Along the behind line, he flicked it over his head, Westcott. He only found Brighton jumpers. Yorgie to Dimatina, and the Tunners will live to fight another day through the Nepean Highway wing side.
So he goes out that way, Dimatina, chopped off here by Tregar for Xavs. He goes in short, not required distance. Travers chopped it off though, and he got it back from Dimatina. Brighton have possession outside of the ground, and Pryor takes the mark. Nepean Highway side, he comes back inside to Dimatina, hit him at the bootlaces, told to play on, he goes to Fisher. He marks here for Brighton, and they go in through the middle. McNabb had it chopped out of his arms there by Bilson McGillen. Great tackle laid by him. And the umpire says, give it to me, I'll ball it up.
Did really well there, Phipps Parsons, because that should have been an easy mark coming backwards, and just held that up in that dangerous spot.
Thrown in the air inside the centre square. Fist away there by Jonah Campielli. Out wider here's Xavs. Lane high up and under. Stavro underneath it. Had it fisted away by Yorgie. It goes towards the boundary line, but O'Sullivan kept it in. Handball found Hansen for Xavs, who goes out wider here. And Phipps Parsons sees it over. And we'll have a ball in. The Nepean Highway side of the ground.
Just notice structurally that Xavs seem to have a lot more behind the ball, because when they get those fast breaks and turnovers, they're struggling having numbers forward of the ball. And Brighton are happy to let them go. So Brighton is playing a really good, smart game and picking off on the way back.
Joey Campielli's into the ruck on Woodhouse. They're trying to get Joey into the game. Third place finish in Sandringham's VFL best and fairest during the week. Joey Campielli, he toes it forward towards half forward. Here comes Hamish Dick. Didn't take it cleanly on the first time of asking. Hart rides him all the way. They'll be happy with the stoppage here. The Tunners off the boot and out of bounds on the full. And the Xavs quickly go through the corridor, and Hamish McIsaac takes the mark, sets free Campbell Lane. Kicks it high towards us. Ganji will track it down and mark in front of Tweedy. O'Sullivan's leaking forward. Charlie McIsaac on a long lead. The kick is indiscriminate in nature, and going back with the flight is Lowen. He holds on to a contested grab on his chest. The right back pocket here for the Tunners. 26 playing 21. 18.5 gone for Marsh in the second. And Lowen will come down towards us, Simon Petch.
Yeah, good mark, Lowen. He knew they were coming at him, and he held his ground, and he took a mark just like that one by Joe Campielli. Good mark, good high fly. And he takes the mark here for Brighton. This is a real quick game, up and down the ground. Players will be absolutely out on their feet by the end of it. Here's Tweedy. Oh, gee, another mistake by him. Got a handball here, just. Jonah Campielli, high up and under kick. Up towards centre wing. No mark taken. Ball and a free kick.
By dropping the ball there.
Going Bilson McGillen's way. No, going Fisher's way. Handball here to Burnell. Brighton go forward. Up in front of the scoreboard. High up and under kick inside 45. No mark taken. Hansen palmed it away. Hill picked it up. Hill's brought to ground. No free kick. They go in after it again. Travers head over the footy for Brighton. Umpire says, give it to me 43 metres out from goal. I'll ball it up.
He was probably unlucky there, Hansen, because Harry Hill had... two efforts at the ball there, and I've seen some very hot balls today, but that one obviously must have missed the umpire.
Thrown in the air. Johnny Campielli got the hand to it. Here's Edgar, who got the handball out, a blind one. It went forward, though. Came back in Burnell's direction. Harry Hill then kicked it towards the boundary line as he was falling over. Stavro handball. Found Ganji off his boot towards the boundary line. That's over, and we'll have a ball in.
It's a hot ball out there at the moment. So
it's quick, isn't it?
It's no time and space
quick.
around.
It's up and down this ground, and yeah, there's no time. No time to stop at all.
It's shown a few times just with Campbell Tweedy, a few unforced errors in the back half for the Tunners. Yeah. No get time for two bites at the cherry in this game of footy. Campielli flies over the top of Woodhouse for the tap. He wanted Hill. He went inside 50 instead. Edgar and Finn Campielli after the footy. And it's the latter that lays a big tackle and creates a stoppage. Hugo, for you, like you.
Just going to mention Tweedy there. Like, he's trying to do too much. In games like this, you just got to do your job. Don't try and do that extra bit because you don't have the time.
Woodhouse and Joey Campielli again. Woodhouse this time slaps it loose, went into the hands of Yorgie. He towed it back inside 50. Stavro over the top of the footy. It's slapped loose just as the umpire was lurking. Westcott might have dragged that footy in.
Absolutely.
The Tunners are appealing for a free kick. They're going to get it. Holding the ball. It's a hot game of footy, as we've mentioned ad nauseum. And Burnell, it looks like, has been rewarded for his efforts. He'll have a shot at goal from 48 metres out, 45-degree angle to right half forward for the Tunners. Scoreboard ends.
Xavs wanted that. Westcott did get a one high, and then Burnell went in underneath. So 6 of one, half a dozen of the other, that one.
Yeah, well, it's sort of one of those ones you're damned if you do and you're damned if you don't. You tap it out, they might get the ball. And so, yeah, but the umpire has been consistent with paying those today.
To take a 1-point lead, Burnell from just outside of the 45-metre arc! 4-3-27 the Tunners, 4-2-26 the Xaverians as we ticket to time on here for Marsh in the second term. Tom Burnell launches a bomb and he puts the Tunners in front for the first time this afternoon in the second semi-final. Hugo for Hit IQ.
Yes, look, they've played some excellent footy. They've handled the pressure really well, and that was just the umpire's been very consistent today, so if you drag it in, you're going to get done. But that was an excellent execution there. So Xavs really have to compose here and look, forget about that one. You've got to focus on the next one. Now, what I'll be more concerned about is their entries. Their entries haven't been great today. They've had plenty of chances this quarter.
Yeah.
But Brighton's defended really well, but it's been easy for them the way it's been coming in.
So 27 playing George. Did the player get in his way there as he went to throw the ball in the air, the umpire? Here we go, up it goes. 27 playing 26, Brighton in front for the first time today. We've gone 22 minutes into this second term. More Hamish McIsaac stood there and just waited for them. And he couldn't hold on to the mark. And the umpires picked out a free kick to go Xavs' way. And Connor Dunn will take it here for Xaverians on the pointy end of the centre square. He goes across to Guiney. He marks, drills the ball. Straight to Travers, though. He chopped it off, goes back inside. And the mark has been taken by Jonah, is it? Jonah Campeale's got it.
Yeah. Joey, as they call him down there. Geez, you think about Guiney. He just absolutely tried to drill that when there was no need. You just need to give that a little bit of air out in front to advantage. And that was just an easy one.
Wasn't even a drop punt, really. It was a scrubby kick, and it opened the door here again for Brighton. Looking at their 5th goal of the afternoon. Joe Campeale across the face of goal. No mark taken in the pocket. And we'll have a ball in. 23 gone. Second term for Marsh. Brighton lead 27 as Xavs 26.
That's a win for Brighton, because if that goes through for a point, Xavs have got the ball. So they've got this stoppage here. So they want to get dangerous around this.
So plenty of support behind the goals here for Brighton down at the scoreboard end of the ground. Charging through, Hansen lost it. Pryor got it onto his boot real quick. It goes right across to the outer side of the ground. The Nature Reserve side, and Mohammed sees it over in the opposite forward pocket. We'll have a ball in.
There it is again, Hugo. The kick that goes out of bounds that creates another opportunity.
Exactly. So that's a super. You'd be happy with this. So you want to? I'd get as many players around the ball at the moment. Make sure you win the clearance and just have that real quick snapshot.
So thrown in once more, Spralia and Dick. Spralia won the hit out. He couldn't get a player. Hansen toes it out of defensive 45. O'Sullivan, Stavro. Here come the Xavs. Hansen again. Just tumbles it with a torpedo punt as far and as long as he can. Fitzparsons will get there first. Just needs to pick it up, Sterling. Runs it all the way in. Sterling Fitzparsons shut the gates. It's a 100-metre dash.
Yeah, it was.
He's winning gold at Brisbane in a few years' time, Sterling Fitzparsons. He saw the open goal square. He saw there was no one ahead of him, and he piss-bolted towards the goal square.
He did. He what?
Exactly. No, but he was... he's done it. I'm moving over the top of that one.
5-2-32, the old Xaverians. Right, 4-3-27, old Brighton.
It's a new event at the...
Is it in the Funk and Wagnalls?
Yeah.
Right.
Funk and Oath it is.
Yeah.
It's a
new word?
No, it's a new event at the Olympics. The 100-metre piss bowl.
Gee whiz, okay. Here's Stavro out of the middle. Xavs go forward again. And Bilson McGillen, a short kick off the boot. Ganji wants it. He goes in after it, but Fisher got there first. Handball and a kick towards Seagar for Brighton. He kept it in play, got the handball. Gregson standing still. He's tackled. He took an eternity to get rid of it. Fisher a handball back to Yorgie. Bumped off the foot. He got his kick in. Goes towards half foot, and Guiney takes the mark. So Guiney marks here for Xavs. And he kicks it back. Broadcast side of the ground. Westcott fished away. Not too far. Yorgie brought to ground by Westcott. Umpire says, give it to me, I'll ball it up. 25 gone in this second term. 32 playing 26. Xavs have the lead. Thrown in the air right in front of us. Spralia, handball out. Stavro there, no, beaten to it by Fisher. Kick around the body to Gregson. Over his header, found Edgar. Up-ended there by Guiney. Gregson goes in after it again. Handball to Pryor. Opens the door for Brighton. Great kick in to Dick. The doors open up for him as well. He goes to full forward all of the way. Oh, it's missed. Not a real good kick. Hamish should have gone back and absolutely given it everything. Minus score to Brighton. They go into 4-3-27. Xavs on 5-2-32 for Marsh. 26 and a half gone in this second term.
It's a fast ball out there at the moment.
It's a quick game of footy. Hugo for hit IQ. Yeah. Louis Butler's got it. Nepean side wing. They've got him. He got the handball loose just in time. But the Xavs pressure is indefatigable at the moment.
Huh?
Simeopoulos, big tackle.
What's that word? It says 2 words in the quarter. I better get the Funker Magnals out and have a look tonight.
Have you still got a set of them?
Thrown up in the air, Spralia wins it down. Cork takes it left half back. Let's see how that shoulder holds up. Montanaro handball receive along the boundary. He toes it. He kicks it straight to Marcus Stavro. So the Xavs co-skipper, 80 metres from goal, along to Lane. 75 metres from goal now. Tucked up against the boundary line beneath the light tower, Nepean highway side. Charlie McIsaac's trying to lead for him. Won't come yet. Stavro again. 55 metres out, inch by inch go the red and black. Now the kick inside 50. McIsaac, no! Through the mitts and out. Tweedy spun into the tackle. He was held onto by Delaney. And was he held onto? No, the umpire might have just taken this ball back. So it'll be thrown in the air. 20 metres out from goal. Right forward pocket. The Xavs in attack. 28 playing 32. The red and black by 4 points. 27.5 gone in the second term for Marsh Simeopoulos. 2-tonners tackle him. Gus Cork comes wading out of the contest. Kicks it long for Pryor. 2-on-1. Spralia and Guiney with him. Spralia, the ruck, is first to it. Pryor toes it onwards. Guiney takes the ball on hands and knees, and the Xavs come back through the far side wing.
So Spralia goes with a kick, but Flockhart stands underneath and takes the mark at defensive 45. Here for Brighton. Siren goes. And that is half-time down here at Elsternwick Park. Xavs go in 5-2-32 to Brighton on 4-4-28 for Marsh. That quarter going 28 minutes.
So I'll take a breath. What a game of footy we have in the second semi-final. For a half-time show for Wagstaff, an Australian-owned and operated family business that has supplied quality meats both here and abroad since 1908. Wagstaff.com.au will have Hugo Higginbotham's keys to the second half and Raj Johnson's half-time notes, all thanks to Wagstaff. Hugo, before we take a break, you've noticed something.
Yeah, both goal umpires are doing their 100-metre dash to the middle of the ground. They've got an issue with the scoreboard here at the ground.
So the scoreboard at the ground shows 4-3-27, the Tunners to the Xavs 5-2-32. But we believe it's 4-4-28 to the Tunners to the Xavs 5-2-32. So we'll go with a 4-point lead for the Xavs at half-time. It's been a cracking game of football to watch. The goal kickers for the Xavs, not Ganji, Lane, Stavro and Phipps Parsons. For the Tunners, Hope, Travers, Hill and Burnell. We'll take a break. We'll take a breath. On the other side of this, a half-time show for Wagstaff.
Are you looking to grow your business? William Buck are more than just accountants and advisors who can develop strategic growth plans for your business. With over 125 years' experience, William Buck has expertise in navigating through challenging times and has been working closely with the VAFA community, creating positive change for individuals, businesses and community organisations. William Buck's team of specialist advisors work collaboratively, providing you with 360 support. Schedule a complimentary consultation today by visiting williambuck.com.
Hey guys, introducing GYG's $12 chicken mini meal. It's the ultimate value bundle. A mini chicken burrito or bowl, medium Chipotle seasoned fries, and a bottle of water or a soft drink of your choice. It's cheaper than cooking at home. Love ya.
Tickets are now on sale for the William Buck Premier Women's Grand Final Day function at Elsternwick Park on Sunday, September 21. Hear from both coaches pre-game and watch the premiership decider from the comfort of the function room with finger food and a cash bar. Tickets are just $30, including gate entry, and are available now at the VAFA website.
Stay up to date with all the latest from the Victorian Amateur Football Association with the brand new VAFA app. Stay connected with live scores, fixtures, stats and news from across the Victorian Amateur Football Association right at your fingertips. Download the VAFA app today from the App Store or Google Play and never miss a moment.
Would you like to get more closely involved with footy and enjoy the unique camaraderie and bonds that exist in and around footy clubs? VAFA clubs are always looking for volunteers to assist with the weekly running of the club, both on and off the field. Log on to vafa.com.au and check out our club directory to find a club near you.
Listen in to the award-winning VAFA William Buck Premier Men's SEN Match of the Day this Saturday afternoon on SEN's new no-delay streaming product, SEN Stadium. That's VAFA Footy, live with no delay, Saturday from 1:45 p.m. Listen via the app.
Half-time here in the second semi-final. Finals footy in the VAFA coming at you on the SEN app and on Community TV. It's the Old Xaverians. Scoreboard here says 5-2-32 the Old Xaverians, Old Brighton 4-3-27. We believe there might be an extra point for the Tunners. That would take them to 4-4-28. So whichever way you look at it, it's either a 4 or 5 point lead for the Old Xaverians, who come into this game of footy slight underdogs. They've lost both their games against the Tunners this season. by 10 goals and then by 5 goals. That margin has come down, though, across those 2 games of footy, and they lead it here at half-time by less than a kick. Paddy, Grindlay, Simon, Petch, Johnston and Hugo Higginbotham here with you today on the call. Hugo, excellent finals football has taken place in front of us. It's been a delight to watch. The Xavs have their noses in front right now. It did feel that they were unlucky to not be further ahead earlier in the first quarter, where they kicked the first 3 goals of the game and had all the flow of the football. The Tunners have come back into things, and they feel like they're right up to their necks in it right now. Yeah, definitely. Look, it's been a game of momentum. Both sides have had momentum. It's where you're adjusting to each other as well, because don't forget, home and away, they've had a look at each other, but you never show everything and you never have your full list. But they know the way each other plays. Look, Xavier's been very, very good in probably 3/4 of the ground. The one concern I've got, and which is an easy fix one, is one, their entries into the forward line. They haven't made it easy for their forwards. And 2, is their forward line. It's just it's too congested. You've got a really good marking option in McIsaac, but he's got no space to get into. I mean, him and Delaney don't seem to be working that well with each other. They haven't played that much footy, a reasonable amount, but it's just one of those things that Delaney and McIsaac, they need to get as far apart from each other as they possibly can, either one higher or one lower, because McIsaac's going up against 1 against 3 because it's too much congestion and the defenders can roll off into him as well. But Brighton need to retain possession a little bit more. They're happy with that chaos ball. It hasn't worked. Tweedy's had a couple of things where he's probably tried to do a little bit too much. And at certain stages, they're not giving the first option. In a game like this, that is that fast pace, if you try and do a little bit too much to do that extra thing, the opportunity is already gone. So then you get yourself into trouble there. If they can retain possession, move it laterally and away from that congestion, then they'll get their brand of fast ball movement, high possession going. But at the moment, and you can only play as well as the opposition let you. And these are the 2 best sides in the competition. Yeah, they came in 3 games clear of everyone else into this game of footy. So this is the elite of top flight of VAFA finals footy, Premier Men's finals footy on Community TV and SEN. This is our halftime show thanks to Wagstaff. There is, of course, the first semi-final going on at Trevor Barker Beach Oval right now. St Kevin's 4-7-31 trail Old Scotch 7-4-46. We're at the 8-minute mark of the 3rd term over at Trevor Barker Beach Oval. The winner of that game of footy will go on to the preliminary final. They will play the loser of this game in front of us. So at the moment, it is Scotch taking on the Tunners. A grand final replay in the prelim as things stand right now. And we do, of course, have a game that's coming up a little bit later on as well. The under-19s, Hugo Higginbotham, also on Community TV at this venue, Elsternwick Park. Just a reminder that will be coming up straight after our Premier Men's game. It is the Holmesglen Under-19 Premier Preliminary Final. St Kevin's taking on Uni Blues for a spot in the grand final against Old Brighton next Saturday night. To watch that game at the end of our broadcast, what you need to do is refresh your browser if you're watching on Community TV, and you should just be able to click through to the game of footy. If you would like to watch that game but you don't have a Community TV subscription, you might be listening in on SEN or vafa.com.au. You can head to communitytv.com.au and buy a monthly pass, and I'd recommend that as the best course of action if you want to be across all the finals footy over the next few weeks across the entire VAFA competition. Hugo, big second half coming up. We'll hear from Johnston and his halftime notes from both coaches again, thanks to Wagstaff. But I'll be interested to see what the big guys have got in store for us after halftime. You look through all the goal kickers. We're speaking a lot pre-game about Charlie McIsaac, Ed Delaney for the Xavs, also Joey Campili and Hamish Dick for the Tunners. None of those 4 guys has kicked a goal. It's all been the midfielders and the smaller forwards. I wonder if the taller guys have a part to play in this second half. Well, for Xavier, it'll depend on the way the ball's coming in because, McIsaac 49 this year. He's, their best forward by a mile. So Brighton will have a plan for him. But games in the second half will tend to open up a bit, and especially the way that quarter was played. That was frenetic. So they will be starting to fatigue as the game goes on, which will start to play a little bit of a part, and you'd expect the game to open up a little bit. And we do know that the Louis Butler matchup on Charlie McIsaac is one that both coaches seem to really like, because Charlie has only kicked 1 goal against the Tunners this year in 2.5 games of football. Louis Butler's one of the great ball users for the Tunners out of the back flank. He averages 24.8 disposals a game, 6.7 intercepts, 6.5 rebound 50s. But if he's got Charlie McIsaac to worry about, you take away his offensive brand of footy. So just about a 0-0 draw, I think, between those two as far as key matchups go.
Yeah, it is. It is. And the matchup, look, those two guys, they know each other really well. But what's happening is Butler's being helped out by the other defenders. So every time you look, they're coming in as a 2-on-1, a 3-on-1. So that's always, if they can get away from that a little bit. I mean, it's a massive ground, but so much congestion because these players are so fit, they work so hard. The ruck matchups are a curious one for me. It seems to be about 50-50 at the moment. But I do notice every time Australia gets the ball, he just bombs it long forward and they're being picked off. It's almost been a little bit of an intercept mark game at certain stages. So with either side sort of just going for that quick, long, up-the-line option rather than that linear football and that shorter retaining possession football they're both known for.
So confirming the halftime score of Brighton 4-4-28, the Old Xaverians 5-2-32. So it's a 4-point lead for the Old Xaverians in the third term for lighting options at Trevor Barker Beach Oval. Old Scotch 46, St Kevin's 31, though as I say that, we've just seen the Cards kick a goal. I reckon that's Jack Polkinghorne soccering one through from the top of the goal square. So 52 playing 31 at Trevor Barker Beach Oval. It looks like Old Scotch's premiership defence will stay alive for at least another weekend of VAFA footy. We'll also go out to Preston City Oval for the Premier B preliminary final. Old Ivanhoe, the minor premiers, in a bit of trouble at half-time. Or in the third quarter, I should say. 7-2-44, trailing Caulfield Grammarians 8-3-51. The winner of that game will go through the grand final against Old Trinity. And that's relevant for top flight footy because the winner of this game will be graduating to top flight for 2026. So either the Hoers or the Fields joining the Tees in top flight. We'll let you know what happens there over the course of the broadcast. And finally, just to tie off Premier Division footy, our preliminary final for Premier C Men's is taking place tomorrow at Trevor Barker Beach Oval at 2:30 p.m. Parkdale Vultures taking on Ajax for the right to play Beau Morris in the grand final to come in a couple of weekends' time. We'll take another break. Hugo Higginbotham and Simon Petch will return on the other side of it to catch up with Raj Johnston and his halftime notes from the coaches. The last thing I will leave you with, though, Hugo, before you take off your headphones and get stuck into a salad roll, is your prediction for this second half. Who wins and why?
Look, geez, you've thrown me under the bus here.
I really, considering you were halfway out the door.
That's all right. No, look, one thing's telling in the game a little bit is I don't think Xavier's made the most of their opportunities, and we know how good Brighton are in terms of finishing a game out as well. Xavier traditionally very good starting teams. Look, this is going to come down to the wire, this one, Paddy, but I think I've got the Tunners just sneaking across the line in a very tight one.
It did on this day last year, Sam Flockhart kicking the winner for the Tunners in the final seconds to take them over the top of St Kevin's and get them into the grand final. The second half is ahead. 4-4-28, Old Brighton, 5-2-32, the Old Xaverians. This is our halftime show for Wagstaff, and there'll be more footy coming after this.
Are you looking to grow your business? William Buck are more than just accountants and advisors who can develop strategic growth plans for your business. With over 125 years' experience, William Buck has expertise in navigating through challenging times and has been working closely with the VAFA community, creating positive change for individuals, businesses and community organisations. William Buck's team of specialist advisors work collaboratively, providing you with 360 support. Schedule a complimentary consultation today by visiting williambuck.com.
Hey guys, introducing GYG's $12 chicken mini meal. It's the ultimate value bundle. A mini chicken burrito or bowl, medium Chipotle seasoned fries, and a bottle of water or a soft drink of your choice. It's cheaper than cooking at home. Love ya.
Tickets are now on sale for the William Buck Premier Women's Grand Final Day function at Elsternwick Park on Sunday, September 21. Hear from both coaches pre-game and watch the premiership decider from the comfort of the function room with finger food and a cash bar. Tickets are just $30, including gate entry, and are available now at the VAFA website.
Stay up to date with all the latest from the Victorian Amateur Football Association with the brand new VAFA app. Stay connected with live scores, fixtures, stats and news from across the Victorian Amateur Football Association right at your fingertips. Download the VAFA app today from the App Store or Google Play and never miss a moment.
Would you like to get more closely involved with footy and enjoy the unique camaraderie and bonds that exist in and around footy clubs? VAFA clubs are always looking for volunteers to assist with the weekly running of the club, both on and off the field. Log on to vafa.com.au and check out our club directory to find a club near you.
Listen in to the award-winning VAFA William Buck Premier Men's SEN Match of the Day this Saturday afternoon on SEN's new no-delay streaming product, SEN Stadium. That's VAFA Footy, live with no delay, Saturday from 1:45pm. Listen via the app.
This is VAFA William Buck Premier Men's Finals Footy on Community TV and SEN. Old Brighton, the ladder leaders, 4-4-28, trailing the old Xaverians 5-2-32 at half-time at Elsternwick Park in the second semi-final, a place in the grand final. On the line, the Tunners were there last year. The Xavs, they haven't won a final since 2016, where they won the top flight premiership. Paddy, Grindlay, Simon Petch, Hugo, Higginbotham and Johnston on the call for you this afternoon. The second half ahead at an overcast Elsternwick Park, which has been mostly still throughout the duration of today's game. We'll catch up with Johnston before the bounce to restart this game of footy, with the Xavs clear by 4 points. The goal kickers this afternoon, all singles for both squads. For the Xavs, Charlie Knott, Julian Ganji, Campbell Lane, Marcus Stavro and Sterling Phipps-Parsons. For the Tunners, Jamie Hope, Luke Travers, Harry Hill and Tom Burnell. The Xavs kicking 2-1 in the second term after a 3-1-19 apiece, or rather 3-2-20 to 3-1-19 Xavs advantage in that first term. So they led it by a point at quarter time. The Xavs, they extended that lead to 4 points at half time. Both squads in their warm-up ahead of the second half. Simon Petch, Hugo Higginbotham, Johnston and Paddy Grindlay, as I mentioned, on the call for you today. Following us, it is St Kevin's and the University Blues in the Holmesglen Under-19s Premier Men's preliminary final for a place to take on Old Scotch, or Old Brighton rather, in the grand final in a couple of weekends' time. Hugo Higginbotham, we caught up with you over the course of our halftime show for Wagstaff. It's going to be a really high-pressure second half of footy if the first was anything to go by. The Tunners and the Xavs separated by one scoring shot at the long break, but it is the Xavs with the advantage. We've had a look at both these teams over the course of the year and how they finish games of footy. Who would you rather be in as far as camps go for this second half?
Look, probably Brighton, to be honest. I just think that Xavs have struggled when they've gone forward. You know, they're opportunistic goals more than big entry goals. So, but look, this will go either way. One thing that I'll be curious to watch as we go on is the fitness of Stavro, how long he can go for. But Brighton probably have to get the game back on their terms a little bit. If you think it's strange that with such a fast-moving game, we've only had 8 scoring shots to 6 scoring shots. So the defence of both teams has been excellent. It's probably moving the ball away from defence, but that's just the pressure of the game.
For Wagstaff, Johnston is with us with his half-time notes from both camps. Raj?
Yeah, just a brief note on both sides, Paddy. Dan Donati has spoken to me, re the old Xavs. He thinks their pressure's great. The entries forward need to improve, though. They've missed targets when going up. As for the Tunners, Marcel Bruin says they're just not controlling the footy when they're getting it back, which is inviting too much chaos with their speed.
Excellent, Raj. Conditions down at ground level?
You know what, I reckon that breeze is slowly picking up. It's a real cold breeze too, so quite a lot of spectators are reaching for their jackets. We'll see how that develops through the third quarter, Paddy.
All for Wagstaff. Thanks to Raj Johnston and his half-time notes. Dan Donati reading from the Hugo Higginbotham hymn book. The third quarter ahead for Lexus of Brighton, the relentless pursuit of perfection. Here's Simon Petch.
So 4 points the margin in favour of Xaverians in this going into this third term, and they get their hands on the ball straight away, and Stavro inside 45. Chopped off though by Tweedy. Handball to McNabb. Brighton bring it back towards Pryor. It went through his hands close to the boundary line. Connor Dunn just charging it over. And we'll have a ball in.
Purnell and Pryor told each other to go for the ball then, and no one went for it.
Yeah.
So you've got to, generally you want the one running towards goal to be going for the ball there.
So 8 shots to 7. And Xavs lead by 4 points. Early stages of this third term. And once again, ball gets held up and we'll have another ball up.
So both these teams are used to having ruck dominance, but with such even ruckmen, it's a 50-50 every time.
Thrown in the air. Flockhart fisted it clear. Finn Campili, same, through the arms of Gregson. Came back to O'Sullivan. Didn't read it well. Brighton end up with it. Kicked a hope. He couldn't mark it. Went through his arms. It came down the side here towards Campili. A handball, not a real good one. Hard. He didn't go hard enough. Fisher beat him to it. Now Stavro ends up with it. Handball hit a Phipps-Parsons. He gets away with a kick. He goes towards centre wing. Belster McGillen goes up, couldn't mark. Or that was Knott. It came back here towards Hanson, who got it back to Knott, who goes right across. Now to Bilson, to Lane on the outer side of the ground. Xavs go inside 45. McIsaac, we couldn't mark that one. Kick off the ground by Lower. Now there it is by Simeopoulos. Lowen didn't kick it hard enough. And Semiopolis has kicked the first goal for Xavs in the third term.
Well, that was some excellent transition work there, but just that movement to the other side of the ground. And Campbell Lane's such an important player who's owning that wing out there today. But that match-up down there with McIsaac, he did really good to guard the space and almost take the mark and then just surge Footy forward. Yeah. So they didn't get the chance to get all the players back there. So that's the key. If you can get the ball forward fast, you're a chance with some open space. That's a great start.
Lowen, gee whiz, he should have sunk the slipper, but he didn't. And Semiopolis was just behind him, back in the middle.
Certainly was.
2016 premiership player Dennis Semiopolis this year will be his last at top flight level. Gregson involves himself in the centre of Elsternwick Park. A big bump laid. We've gone 5 metres towards the broadcast wing from the initial throw up, and it's just desperate contested footy. Connor Dunn says enough of this, picks it up and kicks it towards half forward for the Xavs. A whistle, a free kick going against Cork or to Cork. The advantage taken by Montanaro of the Tunners. The kick was for Seagar. He held on. Stavro came across, but Seagar strong in the air. Two big V players this year going at it. Seagar's on the broadcast wing, tucked up against the boundary, kicks beyond halfway, up towards Joey Campili, who came from 2 deep. Spralia spilled the mark. Flockhart tried to kick it forward, tackled off to Footy. Hamish McIsaac taken. His kick was touched by Gregson. Up and down the chimney she goes, taken by Geordie Seagar again. Still on the wing, broadcast side. Dick now with the Footy. Inside 50, one-on-one. The umpire got in the way. The ball spilt loose. Steiny takes it for the Xavs. Nothing clean to start the second half. Gregson of the Tunners. His kick was smothered by Dunn. Harry Hill got it from Joey Campili. The snap is touched into the post. Off the fist of Fennelly and into the major upright.
Comedy of errors.
4-5-29, the Tunners. 6-2-38, the old Xaverians. This third quarter for Lexus of Brighton.
So Hamish McIsaac kicks the ball in. Nepean Highway side of the ground, and Trigger takes the mark out there for them. He steadies it down. He goes towards half back with a kick and not takes the mark. Gets up immediately, goes into O'Sullivan. Handball out wide ahead to Lane. Xavs have possession. Another one here to Hanson. Out wider back to Lane. Another long looping handball. He found Westcott. Goes inside with the boot to Stavru. He goes in towards goal, but Flockhart got in his way, smothered the football. Players go in. Seagar over the top, and we'll have a ball up.
See, Westcott there, he's trying to invent a kick. Yeah. You know, he's kicked it 2 metres to Stavro, who was under pressure, where he had a one-on-one in the square. So with McIsaac down there. Anyway.
Thrown in the air again. Spralia grabbed it out of the ruck. Found Montanaro, though, who then found Dick, who got a kick around the body. Got some distance with it. Now Hill running for them. Brighton go forward. Up towards half forward and Hope. Ball will bounce inside 45. Getting back Connor Dunn. Tom Dunn. He's brought to ground by Hope. Well done by James. He kept the ball alive. It came out to Burnell. But Dunn goes in over the top again. Then Giddy lays a great tackle. A high tackle on Hope. And he gets the opportunity for Brighton. He never gave up.
Well, that was very interesting there, because Dunn just sort of cradled over the top of the ball, not taking possession, but just guarding it. So I thought the umpire might have pinged that.
Oh,
it was frenetic.
Never gave up. He wanted it. He wanted that, and he's got it.
Well, we know he's got the distance from here.
Sure has. Glenn Huntley Road into the ground. A slight breeze in his back. They trail by 9 points. He can peg the margin back to 3. We've gone 5 minutes in this third term for Lexus. Puts it on its way. It comes back. No. Taken in the square. And Flockhart's taken it and kicked it. Well, we were just watching the ball. It was looping back. Flockhart put up the arms, took the mark and kicked the goal anyway.
He actually took it over, I think it was over the top of Campili. I think he just flew him from the back. But that's the danger of that man. He's playing in the ruck, slides forward, and you just love to see your ruckman getting into the square when... I knew he'd never make the distance there, I hope, Petchy. I could see that coming a mile off.
Yeah, no, noticeably quiet for your IQ, Hugo, which is a rare thing. Colliding options, Old Scotch by 28 points over St Kevin's in the first semi-final at Trevor Barker Beach Oval, 60 playing 32.
And Flockhart back into the centre square here, Paddy, to contest this ruck.
11 individual goal kickers this afternoon. Stavro from the centre bounce, kicks it towards centre half forward. Montanaro is there for the Tunners. 35 plays 38, 3-point Old Xaverians lead. The highest it's got out to today has been 17 points. It's been a close run thing. from the very start. Montanaro from centre-half back to centre-half forward. Hamish McIsaac from a few deep. Nick Guiney nearly brought it down on the third attempt. Taken by Pryor. He's over the top, needs to feed it out. Gregson was waiting for it. Tregar just barrels through a couple. He's held up by Travers and the umpire's seen enough. Felix Flockhart slow to his feet here, Hugo.
Yeah, he got the nice big knee in the back again, the big fella, and straight up into the ruck.
He's going to be sore tonight. Spraley missed the ball. Dick took it, kicked it high in the air, hoping a one-on-one. Done. That's Tom, holds him off. Tregar back with the flight.
Well.
They just about collide. Free kick going the way of the Xavs as Campili was about to run it in. That's Joey. Not Tregar. It'll be taken here by Tom Dunn, left back pocket for the old Xaverians.
Gee, that looked dangerous there for moments, but they worked it out okay, the Xavs defence. Kicked by Tom Dunn, outside 45, goes up towards half-back, chopped off. Dimatina, a great tackle laid on Woodhouse, upended him, and Dimatina gets the free kick here for Brighton.
Yeah, he thought he had more time than he did there. You could see that coming. It's in slow motion, that was.
7 minutes gone in this third term. Dimatina goes to Lowen, who goes back here. Tweedy from 48 goes in towards half-forward. No mark taken. Kick off the ground, Campili. It's gone through for a minor score. Brighton on to 5-6-36. Xavs on 6-2-38. 2 points the margin for Lexus. We've gone 7 minutes in this third term.
Geez, Xavs really need to compose here. They're just going all out. They're going reckless at the moment. They just need to calm down and retain possession for a minute.
8 minutes of Tunners footy to start the third. Lane, as long as he can manage. Spraley with the one hand, couldn't bring it down under the pressure of Joey Campili. Travers back to Joey Campili. Here come the Tunners again. It's been their footy to start. McNabb, 45, kick for Edgar or Finn Campili, skipped them both. Taken by the Xavs, dangerous place to turn it over across centre half forward. But the kick was blind by Hart, he didn't look. Montanaro takes the intercepting mark, broadcast side wing. They're feeling the heat at the moment. The Clarendon stout, Montanaro one way then the other. Then goes inside 50 from behind. Travers got a leap. Pryor goes at it with Seagar. They wrap them up. Dunn's involved again. The ball not loose in the Seagar direction. Tregar's on his case. He pushes him over the white line. What does the umpire say? Throw it in.
He certainly did. He put two hands into it, a lot of effort. But they're struggling with that longer entry, where generally Brighton will try and find a shorter hit up at half forward. At the moment, they need to come down and get back to that. But they're setting up well behind the ball.
Joey Campili into the ruck on Spralia. The taller man plays from behind and slaps it clear. Got it out to Hansen outside of the right boot. Cork, second attempt, nearly reeled it in. Delaney just about tackled him off the footy. The ball rolls loose near the boundary line. It's taken by the Xavs and Ganji, who goes beyond halfway. The kick will carry McIsaac and Butler as they contest. It took an awful bounce. Butler rather in trouble, caught high. Advantage taken by the Tunners through the centre of Elsternwick Park.
So advantage taken. They bring it out here to Campili. He reeled it in here beautifully, Finn. Now he looks inside 45. Hope running around the arc. Now Pryor leads up for him. Finn looks at Hope. He goes in that direction, not a good kick. It stayed in though. James got it around to Edgar. Fisted away there by Fennelly. It fell here to Tom Dunn. Xavs go forward with a kick. Up towards half forward for them. In front of the scoreboard, no. Butler got there first, gets around Charlie McIsaac. Goes back into the middle. Slipping over there was Cork. Then he pushed his man off the footy. Simeopoulos, who then got back up. Then tried to get the handball. He got it to himself. A kick inside 45 wasn't good enough. High up and under kick there by Yorgie. Underneath it, Stavro fished away there by Dimatina. Fell to Finn Campili, back to Fisher. Brought to ground by Mohammed. Fell here to Phipps Parsons. He's got the footy for Xavs. Back in front of the scoreboard. Up they go. No one takes the mark. Woodhouse, an underground handball here to O'Sullivan. McNabb had a fair bit of him. No free kick. They go to ground. 20 on the bottom of the pack. The umpire says, give it to me, I'll ball it up.
It is a hot game of footy for Lexus of Brighton in this third term. 2 points the lead for the old Xaverians. Some extended time in their front half now. Ball in the air. Woodhouse tried to hack it forward. Simeopoulos has been busy, as has Stavro. Neither could take the ball cleanly. Simeopoulos tied up, Hugo, 10 metres out from the goal.
You're just seeing a lot of players think they've got more time and space. In the finals, that pressure lifts.
Ball back in the air. Campili in the ruck. Tapped it dangerously. Ganji's tied up by a gang of old Brighton players. It's wrenched loose by Janistrom, but the umpire's whistle had sounded before that. It'll be thrown in the air for a third time now. 15 metres out from goal. So it's a scoreboard end here at Elsternwick Park. 6-2-38 plays, 5-6-36. Xavs in front by 2 points. Montanaro picked up the footy, kicked it high and long down the broadcast side. Numbers favour the Xavs. Spralia dropped the mark. Tregar was the backstop. He goes to ground. Dangerous to do that. Edgar's got him. The umpire will ball it up. Attacking side of the wing for the old Xaverians, broadcast side. 11 and a half gone for Lexus of Brighton in the third term, Simon Petch.
So 11 shots to 8. Brighton have had more shots than Xavs. They trail by 2 points. Centre wing, commentary side of the ground. Fisher got the handball out. Goes here towards McNabb now. He ends up with a 20 and trouble. He's brought the ground. Good tackle laid on him. And Delaney was that tackler. Inside the centre square, he goes out towards the forward pocket. For Xavs, or O'Sullivan dropped it. It was in his bootlaces. Charlie McIsaac sees it over. And we'll have a ball in.
That's just what I was talking about before, Petchy, with Tweedy coming out there. You just don't have that time. You don't have that extra second. It has to be first option straight away. First option, easiest option, best option in this sort of frantic type of football.
45 metres out from goal. Scoreboard end of the ground. Ball to be thrown back in. Up they go. Spralia got it down. He tapped it down. 20 goes through. Not got in his way, but then he kept going here, Campbell. He kicked the ball along in front of him and did it again. He got it to centre half, or half back, chopped off by Tom Dunn for Xavs. He got it back here. Fisher dropped it. He then lost it here, Cork. And the umpires picked out a free kick, and it will go Cork's way. And before Yorkie could take off, the umpire brings Cork back over his mark. Now he goes Nepean Highway side of the ground with a short kick, and he found Tweedy, and he takes the mark inside defensive 45.
For lighting options, Old Scotch by 34 points at three-quarter time. Turnover, Stavro intercepts at left half forward, 60 metres from goal, kicks the kick low. It's
Delaney!
Delaney came charging out, protected the ball, dropped magnificently and took it strongly with two hands out in front of his face. He'll kick from 45 metres out directly in front for a chance at his first.
Haven't seen him present like that so far today. That was good. Presentation.
Well, he's flying for everything near him, so he's going to get one sooner or later, but and it was a beautiful kick to advantage.
To reward an extended period of dominance for the old Xaverians, Delaney from the paint gets the journey.
Got it.
7-2-44 the Xavs, 5-6-36 the Tunners. 12 minutes gone in the third term. It's been a really hot and contested start to the second half. Both squads have had their period of dominance. They've got a goal apiece for their efforts to start this quarter. And the Xavs just keep on keeping on. Their noses in front by 8 points.
Yeah, it's a game where you've got to take your opportunities when you get them, but also too, you've got to retain possession. You turn the ball over, it's coming back with interest at the moment. And that was a turnover by Tweedy, direct result of that.
And coming back quickly as well. Up in the middle of go again. Woodhouse palmed it down. Charlie McIsaac got it back to him. He was upended by Yorkie, but got his kick in. Delaney handball. Oh no, he went back to Charlie McIsaac. Brought to ground by Youngstrom. Umpire says, give it to me, I'll ball it up.
Yeah, Delaney, I think it was Phipps Parsons he had running past there first, who was the advantage one, and he's gone back into congestion. You just don't want to see handballs congestion to congestion.
Thrown in the air again, 45 out from Zav's goal. Scoreboard into the ground. O'Sullivan onto it, had it smothered off the boot. Ricocheted back to Edgar, handball Gregson. He lost the footy, then got it back. Hill through the middle, a wobbly kick. Oh, Hope. Oh, he held it. Oh, Burnell. He held onto it, then he lost it. Then he had his kick smothered as Dick lays a savage tackle. Inside 45 here. No free kick.
He had his mullet ripped off there, Petchy.
In Phipps Parsons. And ball stays inside 45 for Brighton. Flockhart used his body, got the ball out. Somehow Seagar palmed it forward. Only as far as Stavru though. Handball out wide ahead, Elaine standing still. Handball hit a Connor Dunn. Nearly upended by Montanaro. Got the kick in. McNabb brings it back. Goes inside 45. Making the sandwich falling over was Burnell. It came out to Dick. Dick in the goal, but he missed everything.
That was, there was no communication amongst the Xavs boys there. They've spoiled each other. And that's a real let-off there for the Xavs.
15 and a half played in this third term. 44 playing 36. Xavs have the lead.
Well, for Lexus of Brighton, we're in the back pocket with Campbell Lane, Nepean Highway side. A long raking right-footed kick along the boundary line. Big pack of players. Fisher takes the spillage, kicks it high in the air. Here comes Hamish Dick. Oh, he's got to fly. Held on to the mark as well. 60 metres from goal. Yarnestrom desperate for it at centre half forward. On the fat side wing, Hamish Dick eyes the big sticks instead. He's called to go now by the official. Keeps the kick low. Seagar, Yarnestrom there, as is Burnell. Spilled past them all. Along the carpet, Jamie Hope. Has he kicked the goal? He has. Jamie Hope opportunistic. He becomes the first multiple goal kicker of the game, and he cuts the margin back again once more. This is an excellent final. The intensity so high. Jamie Hope has a couple. The scores here at Elsternwick Park in the second semi-final. The Xavs 7-2-44. Old Brighton 6-6-42, 16 and a half gone.
That's just what I was saying. That was off the back of a turnover again. The pressure on that exiting kick for the Xavs. They just had nothing up the ground and just throw it on the boot. And you're coming in hard and fast, and just that roving effort of Hope there. That was excellent. So player on the move, heading towards goal, very dangerous.
He's played very well inside that arc today for them. Hope as Gregson works the ball forward outside the centre square. It dribbled inside 45. Hope there, handball. Now Guiney got a fist to it. Inside 45 for Xavs. Look away, handball, Hansen. Seagar ended up with it. Handball into the pocket to Edgar. It'll go over the line out of play. We'll have a ball in. Oh, Gregson just bullied that ball inside that 45-metre arc. He was not letting anyone in his way.
Yeah, no, that was on the back of another clearance too. Yeah. So they're starting to get on top a little bit in the middle, I think, old Brighton.
Glen Hutley Road end of the ground, the Pean Highway side of the ground will have the ball thrown back in. 17 gone in this third term. Xavs 44, Brighton 42. Down at Brighton's end, Xavs in trouble here. Lane got a handball though to Stavru, who got it to Connor Dunn. Left foot wobbly kick up towards half back.
Push, yeah.
Umpires picked out a free kick. And it's going Brighton's way.
Flockhart.
And Felix will take it.
I'll tell you what, Felix Flockhart's back is going to be black and blue tonight. Knees, hands, hips. He's copped it all, Felix. He's got a goal for his trouble inside 50. Purnell came stemming up. Fisher snaps on goal. Didn't hit the ball as he'd desire. It dribbles into the pocket. Davis Travers is unloaded. Trigar picks it up. Janestrom gets him. Janestrom's hurt and sore and calling for a trainer. Meanwhile, the ball along the boundary. Lane, Edgar, Fincampili. Over the line it goes. 2 players down for Autosport Victoria. Janestrom, and there's a Xavs player as well.
Parsons. That was the hugest tackle I've ever seen.
Oh, Janestrom's got in a good way.
No, that's
right ankle.
Massive.
He's belting the ground. The hand went straight up.
Fitzparsons done something to his wrist as well.
This game will be stopped.
Yep.
For Autosport Victoria, team of 13 skilled Melbourne orthopaedic surgeons specialising in treating musculoskeletal conditions and injuries. We've got 2 players down in the left forward pocket here. Alfie Janestrom and Sterling Fitzparsons. Fitzparsons, it's a left arm. Janestrom, it's right a lower leg injury, right ankle. Fitzparsons being helped off by a team of trainers cradling that left arm. Janestrom is still on his back. He hasn't stood up yet.
They've taken Fitzparsons straight off over the boundary line. He hasn't gone through the interchange bench, so his day will be done.
Yeah.
Which you'd think anyway, the way they're holding that arm, but a trainer with a bit of a grimacing look on her face, so that's no good.
Yeah, Raj Johnston will be all over it for us as stretchers just come onto the field for Alfie Janestrom. So this game will be stopped at the 19-minute mark of the third term, Hugo.
So I had perfect eyes on that. So Janestrom received the handball over the top. Fitzparsons had him lined up, came in, and a really good, strong tackle. There's nothing untoward with it. And it was just one of those awkward collisions. And it's look, the way the game was going out for an it wasn't how hard everyone was going at it. Something like this was bound to happen.
Yep.
So unfortunately, we're going to get a bit of a hold up here. But look, the players, they get a chance to compose, refresh, have a bit of discussion about what's going well for them. And it's an electric game.
So Hugo, you've been in this position before, 2 premierships at Elsternwick, and I imagine a fair few times the game's been interrupted at key moments for some reasons. How do you keep your group focused, and especially considering the coaches can't go out there, they can yell out feasibly to their players, but they're feeding messages through runners and on-field leaders. What does it look like?
Yeah, and that's exactly what you want. You want your on-field leaders, one in each zone, to have a discussion about what's working for us, what's not. You can see Brighton at the moment. They've got a very close huddle out there. Harry Hill in the middle, directing the traffic, and that's what you want out of a leader. So this is the time for a leader to stand up.
Yeah.
Because, yeah, exactly. You can lead by example, but you also can be directive as well.
So for those listening on the SEN app, Alfie Janestrom is just being stretchered off the field. He's got a team of trainers and doctors around him helping him off. It's the right leg, the right lower leg that's the problem.
So the ankle.
Yeah, it seems to be.
He is distraught, unfortunately, Alfie Janestrom. His teammates coming over to console him. He's going to be led off the ground. Sterling Fitzparsons went off straight away. Didn't go through the interchange bench with a left arm injury. Raj Johnston for Author Sport Victoria will be checking in with both those players in the next few minutes. We'll have an update when it comes to hand. The ball is going to be thrown in here at left half forward. And the Tunners are in attack. Simon Petch, Paddy Grindlay, Raj Johnston and Hugo Higginbotham on the call.
So back in it comes, and Australia towards the boundary line. Chopped off Burnell. 46 out from goal. Top of the square for Brighton. No mark taken. Chopped off by Travers. Couldn't get a kick in. It was smothered off the boot. Hope's got it. He goes around the body with a handball. Opens the door up. They go inside again, Brighton, but it's chopped off here. And Hamish McIsaac takes the mark. In the last line, Glenn Huntley rode into the ground here for Xavs. He gets his kick in. Outside defensive 45. Tweedy came in from behind, fisted it over the line. We'll have a ball in. 22 gone in this third term. Xavs lead 7-2-44. Brighton 6-6-42. And we'll have the ball thrown back in just outside the 45-metre arc here for Brighton. Nepean Highway side of the ground.
So we'll all take a bit of a breath after the stoppage. This quarter will go long with the injuries to Phipps Parsons and Janistrom a few minutes ago. The Tunners inside 50. Dimatina whistle for a high tackle. Free kick going the way of Jed Fennelly of the Xavs through left half back. 44 plays 42. The Xavs by a point at quarter time, by 4 points at half time, by 2 points as things stand. It's been close all day long. Fennelly down the Nepean Highway wing. Westcott was underneath the footy. Delaney wrestled off it by Cork. Appealing for the free kick, nothing forthcoming for Yorgie, and attacked forward again by Westcott of the Xavs past halfway. One-on-one, McIsaac from behind on Butler. Spoiled it in the Stavro direction, who slipped over at a critical moment. Couldn't be picked up there by Hanson. McIsaac's tackled by Harry Hill at centre half forward. And the umpire's seen enough. He'll come in to throw this one up on the outside edge of the centre square towards the scoreboard end. In this quarter, 2 goals apiece. Jamie Hope, the only multiple goal kicker of the game, he's got 2. Down to Gregson here of the Tunners. He's held up and the umpire will throw it in the air again, Simon Petch.
So 47 out from Brighton's from Xavs goal. Down at their end. In the middle, here's Pryor. Got a kick in, a wobbly one off the side of the boot. But it worked okay because Burnell Hope kept it alive. He then goes and tackles Tom Dunn, who threw it over his shoulder. Here to Mohammed, who got a kick up towards centre wing. And the ball goes over and out. We'll have a ball in. And Tom Guinea coming off.
Yeah, that's that troublesome shoulder.
Holding his shoulder.
You know, he's booked in to get surgery on that. You don't like the look of that. Not too comfortable. But
so ball to be thrown back in. 24 gone, third term. 44 playing 42. Xavs have the lead. At centre wing. Thrown in. Spralia got it down. Bilston McGillen got a kick. Short one. Now Yorgie bombs it into full forward. No mark taken by Brighton. It came here to Hamish McIsaac. And he's had a good game, and he takes the mark here for Xavs and goes to Bilston McGillen, and he marks inside defensive 45, commentary side of the ground.
I feel like the intensity of this game has just changed a little bit with the stoppage. Players now picking up again. Long down the line go the Xavs. Big pack of players form. Simeopoulos and Louis Butler off the knees and thighs and over the white line will be thrown in between the benches, broadcast side wing. Hugo Higginbotham for Hit IQ. How have you seen the reset for both clubs after the extended break?
Yeah, it's definitely, look, it's been 50-50 as far as I'm concerned. Probably a little bit more Xavs' way. They've been able to get forward a little bit more because they haven't seen much front half footy at the moment, but it's a real wrestle.
For lighting options, St Kevin's 39, Old Scotch 72 in the first semi-final. Early stages, final quarter. Here's Fisher of the Tunners. Tumbles the kick towards centre half forward. Pryor slipped through his fingertips. The second time of asking, he was clean and composed. His kick inside 50 was anything but. It's taken by Fennelly and he goes towards the Nepean Highway wing. Campbell Lane in a paddock of space here. Simon Petch and the Xavs get their groove going forward of the footy.
So Lane's got it, 2 points the margin. Xavs have the lead and Stavrouge got it out of sight of the ground. Nepean Highway side of the ground here at Elsternwick Park. He stays that way, goes to centre wing. Mark taken out there by Knott. He presented up well and took the mark and is looking just up the ground. He's not looking inside. He goes in short. It stays out wider here. Lane's got it again.
He's been busy this quarter.
So Campbell from centre wing. Kick inside 45, no mark taken. Charlie McIsaac at the back. Couldn't get that football out. Found Hill. Now Hansen stole it. Goes for the kick inside 45, out of bounds on the full. Resultant free kick to go to Yorgie here for Brighton. Down in defence, he brings it right across the face. Hope down in defence now, inside defensive 45. The door opens up here for Brighton. Ball bounces okay here for Seagar. He can go back inside, and he does just that bad kick. Simeopoulos chops it off for Xavs, and he's got the footy. It looked promising there for Brighton going forward. Dennis goes long with the kick up towards the scoreboard, end of the ground. They come in, Tweedy to the front of the pack. Fell down here to Fisher. Wobbly kick off the boot, back towards Hamish McIsaac. He marks and plays on.
And he goes very quickly, Petchy, back inside 50. A shallow entry though, and it's pulled down Felix Flockhart. He's getting bigger as this game continues. Another big contested grab. This time across left half back. Hugo, Jamie Hope, I reckon's pushed up onto the swing in the absence of Alfie Arnstrom.
Yeah, I think he has too, but just about Flockhart.
Sorry, Hugo. It's a shocking kick from Felix Flockhart. Intercepted by Dennis Simeopoulos, who goes to the goal line. He's a metre short. It's marked right on the line by the Tunners, and they're quickly through right half back, and Pryor, he takes the mark, wants the 45 kick, and Hamish Dick, who steamed up with a foot ahead of Hart, took the mark in his hands and turned. Shallow entry inside 50. Hamish McIsaac steams across. Campione outs Joey Lett beneath the footy. Tom Burnell, handball over the top. Jamie Hope, he has the free. End to end from the Tunners.
End to end for Hope.
Jamie Hope from the left back pocket to the top of the goal square. He's got 3 goals on second semi-final day. This time last year, he kicked 3 goals in the win against St Kevin's. And the Tunners, as things stand, Simon Petch and Hugo Higginbotham, they've got the run on. They have the lead. 7-6-48, play 7-2-44. 28 minutes gone in the third term for Lexus of Brighton.
They have, and that's the advantage of that fast play that they're famous for, and you need a bit of luck sometimes, so that one going over the back of the pack and steaming back to goal. Very unselfish there too by Burnell. I would have a shot then, Petchy. I would have thought it's landed on the boot.
Amazing. Hope was down in defence. He cleared the ball out to Seagar only moments before then, and then he kicked that goal. He was inside the centre, the goal square.
Well, that's just work rate, isn't it?
That's work rate. And it put Brighton in front. They're back in front. They arrested the lead early in this third term. They lead by 4. We've gone 28.5 in this third term. Ball out of the middle, although Stavro holds them up. Flockhart like a rover. Bent down, picked it up, kicked towards Burnell. Hope there, fished away there by Dragan. Hope in the goal! He missed. He's good, but he's not that good.
Yeah, just one thing that's telling, 14 scoring shots to 9. So they're starting to build. You can see they're coming a little bit. Because every time that Xavier's gone forward, they've really struggled to hit the scoreboard there. You just think of that one that was marked on the line before and gone coast to coast.
From Simeopoulos, that's right. Yeah.
So they're making the most of their opportunities. They're starting to look a bit dangerous.
14 scoring shots for the Tunners. Jamie Hope with 5 of them. 3 goals, 2 towards three-quarter time. Here's Guiney of the Xavs. He's back on. Feeds Simeopoulos. He's got a Paddock, and O'Sullivan over the top. Further on is Woodhouse. Court closed. Not quickly enough. Woodhouse can hand it off to Jack O'Sullivan. He can either big sticks can Jack. One more handball to Ganji, and the Xavs respond.
What a game.
Play of the day. That was play of the day for fullback.
Another lead change. Simon Petch and Hugo Higginbotham. 50 playing 49. Ganji with his second goal of the second semi-final. This is a terrific game of football.
And Ganji kicked his first goal at that end, the scoreboard end, not that far out from goal either. So he ran onto it again. He read it beautifully, Ganji.
Yeah, but what you're noticing is the game's starting to open up a little bit too, because they're finding the space. And isn't it funny, they're both kicking goals out the back on fast breaks at the moment, because you haven't got that congestion around. No, good to see those overlap handballs too, when each one of those blokes in that forward line could have had a shot then. But the team play, and you like to see that.
Thrown up back in the centre circles again. Sprouty, Flockhart got a hand onto that one, and Gregson outside the centre square with a kick. Flick away there by Joe Campielli. Up towards Hamish Dick. Got a short kick, but Mohammed in the way for Xavs. Gets a kick out here to Ganji. Brought to ground by Lowen. The last goal kicker for Xavs. He's right in front of us here. 1 point the margin. Xavs have the lead. 50 playing 49. 30.5 gone in this third term for Lexus. Flockhart out of the ruck. Goes towards Burnell. He's marked it. He charged out in front. He read that off the boot beautifully from Flockhart. And Burnell has taken the mark on his chest.
You just see Dan Donati below us. And he said, hell did he get that out of there and kick that?
Quick, like Flockhart, he's been roving football.
But it's not the first time he's done it today either.
No.
Done it 4 or 5 times.
So Burnell to put Brighton back in front. Glenn Huntley rode into the ground, broadcast side of the ground, kicks it! Oh, he's hit the post and scores a level. 7-8-50 playing 8-2-50, 31 gone third term for Lexus at Brighton. Burnell hits the post.
Isn't that a story, Hugo, for hit IQ? 15 scoring shots to 10. Scores level.
Well, you're talking about making the most of opportunities. That was a very kickable goal.
Oh, yes.
It's worth noting, Hugo.
Seen worse than that, though. Seen worse than that.
No, not from the top of the square.
Our man on the ground, Cal Cummins, has alerted me to the fact the Tunners have lost just the one final quarter this season. It's their best quarter over the 4. Long down the right go the Xavs. Edgar dispossessed. Good tackle there laid by Connor Dunn. Back inside 50. Go the Tunners. Mohammed across the front of the pack. Couldn't bring it down. Tragars his help. Handballs it over to Knott. He was out of bounds. Good result, you'd think, for the Xavs back 6. 50 plays 50. 32 minutes gone for Lexus of Brighton. It will go long this quarter. We had an extended stop of play for Alfie Yarmestrom as he was stretchered off the ground. Sterling Fitzparsons, he didn't exit the ground through the interchange gate, so he's done for the day with a left arm injury. Thrown back in, left forward pocket for the Tunners. Sprowey won it down. Edgar took the footy, they all took him. It'll be thrown in the air 25 metres out.
The most accelerated game I've ever seen here in a long time. They haven't stopped these blokes. Here's Hillboard to ground. Umpire says, give it to me.
Yeah.
It's been one hell of a game, this. The speed, the skill, the class of these players out here on show today.
There he is again.
Flockhart around the body.
He's kicked it. Oh, it was touched.
And the siren's gone.
Touched off the boot.
Has this put Brighton in front of three-quarter time? It has, but only by a point.
No sense of theatre, these umpires.
Brighton 7-9-51. Flockhart having a shot right before the siren sounded at the 33-minute mark. Leads Xavs 8-2-50. 1 point the margin. And for Lexus at Brighton, what a third quarter of football we just witnessed.
What an incredible quarter of footy indeed, Simon Petch. The Xavs 8-2-50 trail while Brighton 7-9-51. Jamie Hope has 3 goals for the Tunners, singles for Flockhart, Burnell, Hill and Travers. For the old Xavs, Ganji with 2, Delaney, Simiopoulos, Fitzparsons, Stavro, Lane and Knott, the single goal kickers. 33 minutes that third quarter for Lexus of Brighton. This is a terrific second semi-final at the home of amateur footy. On the other side of this, our huddle report, thanks to Brighton Beach Hotel, the best pub in Bayside to watch the footy with friends. We'll hear from the coach of Old Brighton, Marcel Bruin, and from Raj Johnston on the other side of this break.
Hey guys, introducing GYG's $12 chicken mini meal. It's the ultimate value bundle. A mini chicken burrito or bowl, medium Chipotle seasoned fries, and a bottle of water or a soft drink of your choice. It's cheaper than cooking at home. Love ya.
Are you looking to grow your business? William Buck are more than just accountants and advisors who can develop strategic growth plans for your business. With over 125 years' experience, William Buck has expertise in navigating through challenging times and has been working closely with the VAFA community, creating positive change for individuals, businesses and community organisations. William Buck's team of specialist advisors work collaboratively, providing you with 360 support. Schedule a complimentary consultation today by visiting williambuck.com.
Tickets are now on sale for the William Buck Premier Women's Grand Final Day function at Elsternwick Park on Sunday, September 21. Hear from both coaches pre-game and watch the premiership decider from the comfort of the function room with finger food and a cash bar. Tickets are just $30 including gate entry and are available now at the VAFA website.
Stay up to date with all the latest from the Victorian Amateur Football Association with the brand new VAFA app. Stay connected with live scores, fixtures, stats and news from across the Victorian Amateur Football Association right at your fingertips. Download the VAFA app today from the App Store or Google Play and never miss a moment.
Listen in to the award-winning VAFA William Buck Premier Men's SEN Match of the Day this Saturday afternoon on SEN's new no-delay streaming product, SEN Stadium. That's VAFA Footy, live with no delay, Saturday from 1:45 p.m. Listen via the app.
VAFA William Buck Premier Men's Finals Footy on Community TV and SEN. It's Old Brighton 7-9-51, leading the old Xaverians 8-2-50 at three-quarter time at Elsternwick Park. The story, though, Alfie Yarmestrom done for the day with a right ankle injury. He's got crutches, he's got a moon boot on. Sterling Phipps-Parsons also, we assume, done for the day with a left arm injury. We can see he's got the ice pack on. He's standing to the side of the old Xaverians huddle. For the Brighton Beach Hotel, let's now go inside the old Brighton huddle. Raj, Johnston has the mic in front of their coach, Marcel Bruin.
Game's incredibly tight. I love the way you worked into that quarter. Yeah, it wasn't all on our terms. They got some handball chains, but I thought defensively we were much better. Much better. Ball was coming in. There weren't easy and cheap uncontested marks, yeah? They took a few in our forward 50, but that was only when we started to get a bit dumpy with the ball, all right? We can still control the game with slow play a little bit more, yeah? A couple of times we had it, and we were just starting to shift and make the ground big, and we released to speed, and we had nothing forward of the football to kick to. So that's where we need to show a little bit of maturity and just a little bit of patience to let the game unfold a bit, all right? When we get the opportunity, they are looking shaky as inside our forward 50, yeah? They haven't got matchups for the smalls when the ball hits the deck, so that's where we need that work rate and just that instinct to take over and maintain and keep the ball inside forward 50 or we generate a score, all right? We got 30 minutes of football here. 30 minutes of football that we've been preparing for and training for the last 2 years. I put it on each and every one of you boys. We're accountable to each other about the way that we come out and the way that we play. Think about the role and the role card.
Thanks to old Brighton coach Marcel Bruin for his access to the three-quarter time huddle for the Brighton Beach Hotel. Before we hear from Marcel, Hugo Higginbotham, you've noticed something with the way Felix Flockhart is playing.
Well, he's starting to hurt Xavs, not only in the ruck but around the ground. He's taking marks defensively. Should have had that goal there. I want to go back to the replay. That wasn't touched. But he's taken it out of the ruck, so Australia's going to have to do something here. I'd be telling Australia to run with him this last quarter. Just take him out of the game, shut him down.
51 plays 50 here at Elsternwick Park in the second semi-final. The Tunners by a point over at Turrivarka Beach Oval in the game that started a little bit earlier in the first semi-final. Old Scotch leads St Kevin's by 16 points. Let's go down to the Brighton Beach Hotel to Raj Johnston. He's got the coach of Old Brighton, Marcel Bruin, beside him.
Thank you, Paddy. Marcel, felt like a third quarter of swinging momentum. Both sides had their periods that they were up. What was your read on it?
Yeah, I thought the game turned a little bit for us, certainly in the way that we started to get a little bit more control. I think we look really dangerous with ball inside forward 50. If we can get that ball inside where there's genuine one-on-ones, they can't drop their backs off. They're having a real impact with intercept mark. So we need to make sure that we're not just dumping the ball in without thought as to where that's going.
So with the margin so tight, can it be somewhat of a challenge in the fourth quarter to want to get ahead but stay composed and have that control on the game without doing anything erratic?
No, well, I mean, this is the scenarios we've trained for and we've been preparing for. So hopefully that instinct and that training kicks in, Raj.
All the best. Thanks, Marcel.
Thanks to Marcel Bruin and Raj Johnston for the Brighton Beach Hotel, the best pub in Bayside to watch the footy with friends. And a reminder, at the conclusion of this game of footy, we do have a double header as part of today's broadcast. If you're watching us on Community TV, you can get ready for part two. We've got Holmes Glen Under-19 Premier Preliminary Final action for you. St Kevin's taking on the University Blues for a spot in the grand final. Raj Johnston, let's get back down to you.
Paddy, just felt a couple of drops of rain out the middle talking to Marcel there, so we'll keep an eye on that. But it's overcast, but yeah, a couple of drops of rain.
And a report also, Alfie Jarnestrom in that moon boot after being stretched off the ground.
Yeah, not in a good way. Came out for the team huddle at three-quarter time to get around the boys. He's got crutches and a moon boot. Not good for him.
Thanks, Raj. For the Brighton Beach Hotel, Sterling Phipps-Parsons also iced up. The left arm is the problem. He participated in the huddle, but his day is done. Hugo Higginbotham. Our fourth quarter is ahead. That's for Bowens, the builder's choice, bowens.com.au before Simon Petch calls the socks off. At a quick tip from you, Hugo.
I think Brighton will run away with this. They start to get on top. Xavs really need to find an exit out of their defensive half.
So for Bowens, the builder's choice. Final term underway down here, and Brighton go in with a 1-point lead. And the umpire throws it in the air, and Stavru ends up with it after all of that, and we'll have another ball up. Thrown in the air in the centre wicket area. Really hard in there today. Fist away, Flockhart. Got some distance. Running onto it here, or trying to pick it up there was lower. Dickey got it out. Seagar got it out here to Edgar, who now go to Pryor. Brighton go forward with a kick to full forward. Will it bounce all of the way? And the umpire's picked out a free kick.
Yeah, it's gone to Brighton.
And it's going Burnell's way for being held on to.
Yeah,
wow.
He was the one in front in the running race there, so the Xavs defender had no option but to try and grab him and hold him up. That was a beautiful kick by
It was a beautiful kick. It was either going to go through or be kicked off the ground for a rush behind. Now Burnell has got the ball. He's kicked one so far today. He's looking at his second of the afternoon to stretch Brighton's lead to 7 in the first minute of the final term. He's done it.
Has he?
So Burnell kicks their 8th goal of the afternoon. They go into 8-9-57. 7 points the margin over Xavs. And we've gone just a minute in this final term. And Burnell with his 2nd goal of the afternoon.
Wasn't overly convincing there. He should have been closer down on the mark, and then the hook.
Goal umpire went right across.
Yeah,
right
I don't trust him. I've been done by those blokes all year. They move when they shouldn't move, so I'll wait for them. I'll throw myself under the bus enough. I don't need their help.
Maybe they move across so the ball can go over their head. Who knows?
I've got no idea.
So Burnell with 2, Hope with 3 for the Tunners. The perfect start for Marcel Bruin, and here they go again. Pryor wades through the pack, kicks inside 50, picks out Jed Fennelly of the Xavs. He was a step ahead of Jamie Hope. He led him to the footy. He spreads it wide, wants Ganji from behind. Lowen came across with the fist, trying to gather the footy under pressure as Connor Dunn is pushed out of bounds by Geordie Seagar. Tell you what, Hugo, the Dunn boys for the Xavs have been superb. Yeah. Tom Dunn in the back pocket's just been about their best, I reckon.
Yeah, well, they've had a bit of a look at it in the last sort of quarter and a half, but yeah, they've been rock solid down there under a lot of pressure.
Flockhart is just starting to get on top of Alex Spralia. He's got Delaney in front of him. He pushes Delaney out of the way. Felix Flockhart, he kicks it inside 50. Campioli, free kick, no. Edgar takes the ball 48 metres out to Dick. He's going to have a pot shot. He's just hit the stick. It went from left to right. It just held its line for a moment too long. He hits the right hand upright. 58 plays 50, Hugo, for hit IQ. 2.5 gone for Bowens.
Yeah, Xavs have had a problem the last quarter and a half exiting their back 50. They just get picked off all the time, and there's that man again.
So Flockhart in front, had it fisted away by Delaney, and Xavs go forward. Hamish Bekizak, now he goes backwards with the handball. Fennelly having trouble picking it up. They've nearly picked him off. Hansen goes through without the footy. No free kick, or it's coming back. He gets it.
He never took possession.
No. So Hansen gets the free kick here for Xavs. Lux a fortune.
It's a hot pill out there.
58 playing 50. We've only gone 3 minutes in this final term for Bowens, the builder's choice. And Brighton lead by 8 points. Handball off. Hamish Bekizak goes long with the kick. Up towards Delaney in from the side. Oh, he didn't go. He didn't put his arms up. He races back towards the boundary line. McNabb beat him. Delaney threw himself at him. He dropped the ball. And Ganji gets the free kick here for Xavs. Great tackle. 48 out from goal. Commentary side, Glenn Huntley rode into the ground. Fisted away from Guiney. A good fist in the end by Pryor, who gets up limping.
Yeah, but Guiney went for the chest mark there. You've got to put the arms out there.
Millimetres.
If you get your arms out, there's no chance of the defender coming around. But maybe it's the shoulder issue.
7 points the margin. Could have been a goal. Xavs trail by 7.
A second semi-final from the top shelf so far. Felix Flockhart down the line. Third bite at the cherry, not paid it. He's tapped loose. Delaney's getting an extended run in the ruck. Looking for Alex Spralia. He's on the interchange bench to start the final term. So Delaney on Felix Flockhart. This ball will be thrown in 80 metres from the Xavs goal. Watch for Marcus Stavro to get on the move. Harry Hill, he's had Hansen in his hip pocket all day long. Still kicked to go on that first term. Felix Flockhart, the ball pitched, it bounced, he slapped it forward. Finn Campioli took it, and he was tackled instantaneously by Campbell Lane. It'll be thrown in the air between the benches.
I don't mind this move of Donati's of starting Spralia on the bench, because Flockhart's doing a lot of work here at the moment, so Spralia's going to come on fresh soon.
Yeah.
They're getting him on the other rotation. Delaney and Hill battle after the footy. It sort of pitches and bounces awkwardly. Lowen's tied up by Hansen. Another stoppage. This one just 2 metres away from the edge of the centre square broadcast side.
You can see Flockhart, he's slow to get to this contest. He's doing a lot of work.
You can get a hand on that. Delaney got it down. Westcott brought to ground by Montanaro. Umpire says, give it to me. I'll throw it in the air. 58 playing 51. Brighton have the lead. 5 gone in this final term. It's on centre wing broadcast side of the ground. Bilson McGillen didn't put his body in. Montanaro did. Got it to Campioli. Short kick. Muhammad charged it down. Handball here, Lane. Got it back into Stavro, who goes for the kick and smothered by Flockhart. And didn't he like that?
His teammates liked it too. He does everything, this man.
He's charged at it, Flockhart. He loved that, and Stavro comes off the ground.
I'd say, we're going a bit early there, but I reckon if he keeps going like this, he might have, there'll be an extra large pair of skins, but he's going very well, this boy.
Centre wing, commentary side, thrown back in. 5.5 gone, final term. Both rucks really didn't get a hand onto that one. Good tackle laid by O'Sullivan, allowing Fisher to go nowhere. As he gets up, he backed into the umpire. Thrown in the air. Hanson held on to, tried to get a kick. O'Sullivan did. Now Westcott's got to go. He tackled. He brought his man to ground. Good tackle, Westcott. He kept the ball alive here for Xavs.
It's worth noting, Petchy, that in round 15, the Tunners outscored the Xavs 30-12 in the last quarter. It's where they play their best footy.
Thrown in the air, Delaney went it, and again, now Ganji, a chance, goes in short to the top of the square. Kick off the ground virtually by Brighton. Outside 45, Simeopoulos ran at it, now charging it. Here's O'Sullivan out here towards Lane. Couldn't keep it in. And 46 out from Xavs goal. Glenn Huntley rode into the ground. We'll have a ball in.
Yeah, he just needed that kick to hold up a little bit from Campbell Lane, and he was out there. But it's frantic football. But this is good for the Xavs. Front half footy. They need to play this.
At quarter time, it was the Xavs by a point. At half time, the Xavs by 4 points. At three-quarter time, the Tunners by a point. They lead it by 7. We've played 7 minutes in the final term here for Bowens, the builder's choice at Elsternwick Park in the second semi-finals. Final quarter, Tweedy bumped as he kicked. He kicked it out of bounds on the full. Hanson got him late. It'll be a free kick to be taken by the old Xaverians from the intersection of the 45-metre arc of the boundary line. And it's a man who you want kicking the footy at goal from just about anywhere, but it's directly in front, Hugo Higginbotham. It's going to be Charlie Knott, Bobby Knott as they call him at Toorak Park.
We've got a long memory in this commentary box, haven't we?
He's in the left forward pocket. He's got 1 goal, 1 today. He's a right footer. This will favour him. We're just waiting for this footy to make it back to him. 58 plays 51 for Bowens, the builder's choice. 7.5 gone final term. For lighting options, game over at Trevor Barker Beach Oval. Old Scotch 82 defeats St Kevin's 59. They're into the prelim final. It remains to be seen who their opponent will be.
They must have gone into the tennis court here, that ball, because it ain't back yet.
Yeah, you've got to be a member to get in there, and mustn't be anything around. So they've locked us out. I just noticed Stavro coming on the ground. Spralia, he's waiting here on the interchange bench because Delaney's done a great job the start of this quarter to try and nullify Flockhart a bit. There's been a lot of stoppages as well, so that's taking it out of Flockhart. But maybe this break here's giving me a chance to get a bit of a breather. Yes. As we're surely we're at VAFA HQ. We haven't got another footy.
Still waiting for the footy here. So Knott's going to take the kick from left half forward, about 40 metres out. Harry Hill's on the mark, and we've just got the footy that's made its way back. So he's had a long time to think about this shot at goal.
Yeah,
in fact, we've had 2 footies get back. Let's pick one. Yeah. So Knott.
You pick the new one.
This would get it back to a point at the 9-minute mark of the final term. It's been close all day, the Xavs. They've led it for the majority. Brighton have just started to take command. They have 3 of the last 4 goals of this game of footy. Across the opening minutes of the 4th term and the final minutes of the 3rd. Knott's right up against the fence. He'll be getting plenty of advice, you'd suspect, from the healthy crowd in attendance today at Elsternwick Park at VAFA HQ.
All positive.
He's got to take his moment here, Charlie Knott. He approaches it straight. It's a right foot drop punt. We're right behind it. It's hit the post. It's hit the left-hand goal post.
Right on the top.
9/10 of the way up, Hugo Higginbotham. 8-4-52 the Xavs. 8-10-58 Old Brighton. 9.5 gone final term.
And Brighton going short from the kick in. Dimatita takes the mark. They still inside defensive 45 to Cork. He goes outside defensive 45 to Tweedy, who's all on his lonesome out there. Short kick. And did it work okay to McNabb?
Has he given him 50?
I think it's worked. And McNabb takes the mark here for Brighton and 50. It is 50.
I just noticed Flocko's come to the bench now, Spralia on. So they're trying to get on alternate rotations here. So you want to see Spralia having an effect now.
So McNabb up towards centre wing here for Brighton to the scoreboard end of the ground. He'll kick from just outside the 45-metre arc as it stands. And he's going to have a shot, the backman. So Luca McNabb is going to have a shot. They lead by a goal here, Brighton. 8-10-58 to Xavs 8-4-52. We've gone 10 minutes in this final term. And McNabb to have his first shot at goal today. He'll run inside 45. Left foot kicks pretty good. That's a beauty.
Wow.
The backman's kicked it. his first goal for the afternoon and puts Brighton 2 goals in front.
More than that, Petch, just his third goal as a senior footballer for the Tunners, Luca McNabb, who's got a weapon on his left boot. That is a huge goal.
And the wrong end of the ground.
So it opens the door. 9-10-64 Brighton, 2 goals ahead of Xavs, 8-4-52. 12 points the margin for Bowens. We've gone 11 minutes in this final term.
Yeah, that's just the frustration of that 50-metre penalty.
Yeah.
So it was, he was always going to get the possession in the middle of the ground there. But they're taking their opportunities here, Brighton, because we've had a lot of forward half footy from Xavs.
The Tunners' largest lead of the game, Spralia against Joey Campielli. Guiney just threw a shoe at it indiscriminately across the centre circle. Seagar gets there first of the Tunners, didn't take it cleanly. McNabb did. Tumbles a kick beyond halfway up to centre half forward. Here they come. Joey Campielli from 60 metres. A low kick into the pocket. Mohammed, he was more composed than Burnell was when the moment came. It tracked out of bounds on the bounce. Right forward pocket for the Tunners. Scoreboard end of the ground here at Elsternwick Park. 12-point leaders. Old Brighton 9-10-64, the old Xavs 8-4-52. The first 3 goals of the game. The Xavs since then 9 goals to 5 for the Tunners. For Bowens, the builder's choice. The ball hurled back into play. 15 metres from goal. Lane's after it. Dick's after him. Both squads will be happy with a throw in. Dick takes the ball instead and has a flying shot. He misses to the near side. 13-point advantage. Far too early for handy point stuff, Hugo Higginbotham.
They're all handy.
But the Tunners have the whip hand here in the second semi-final.
So Lane kicks the ball back in from defence. Came back virtually. Brighton back inside 45. Hamish McIsaac got it up to Hart. He was then dispossessed. Great tackle inside 45 by the Tunners. Came out here to Edgar, who then tried to find someone on boundary side. They weren't there. Pryor's got it. Pryor can go into goal and goes right across the face.
Out in the full.
And missed everything.
But Xavs just can't exit their D50 at the moment. Everything's been chopped off, and it's because of the pressure that Brighton have got, and they've got a really good setup behind the ball. They're not overloading the stoppage at the moment.
Connor Dunn, outside defensive 45, up towards Jonah Campielli, couldn't mark, fell to Dimatina. Handball Montanaro, an awkward looking kick towards Hope. It didn't work. Lane head over the footy, attacked by Seagar. The umpire says, give it to me, I'll ball it up.
Once again, they're just hitting a brick wall every time they come out of their D50. They need to try and get an extra handball and run and carry through that and try and get it some front half footy.
13 gone, final term. 65 playing 52. Brighton have the lead. Montanaro brought to ground by O'Sullivan. A high tackle, and he will get it.
Well, just that pressure of Brighton has just lifted it since half time, and they're keeping the ball front half, but every time Xavier's got the ball, it's just under pressure all the time. They just can't get anything clear.
And Montanaro, a defender, having a shot. So McNabb kicked their last goal. Now we've got Montanaro having a shot. Scoreboard end of the ground. This to stretch the margin. They lead by 13. This can be 19. 45 out from goal. Montanaro across the face and will be fisted through minus score. 9-12-66 Brighton, 8-4-52 Xavs, 14 gone in this final term.
21 scoring shots to 12.
Yeah, that's telling. That's what I was about to say, Paddy. Just looking at that, you can just see who's had the forward half dominance.
The last 3 shots, though, the Tunners, they've given the footy back to the Xavs on each occasion. Fennelly.
And they get it back every time.
Nepean highway wing, you're right. Woodhouse is his target. It was fisted clear of him. Cork, he's tackled by Guiney. Got rid of the footy in the nick of time. Taken by Ganji, though. And here comes the Xavs. Here's O'Sullivan, a bounce at 55 metres. Over the top to Woodhouse. One more over the top. They've got men streaming forward in a line. And Ganji should run it in. And Brighton, they failed to score on 3 opportunities. Ganji, he runs it in straight away in response. And he cuts the lead down. The Xavs still with a shot here. He's got 3 goals, Julian Ganji. He's been so impressive across half forward. A big part to play with Sterling. Phipps Parsons out of the game. 66 playing 58 at Elsternwick Park.
We're just watching on the replay there. That's the first time they've been able to get that one. Run and carry through the middle of the ground over the top of that congestion where they've been falling short, and then had all the numbers running back to the ground. Just noticed Spralia coming to the bench now again too for a rest. So Flockhart going back out. So they don't want to spend any time on the ground together.
Geez, an opportunist Ganji. That's 3 goals within about 25 metres of each other. The 3 goals he scored today inside the 45-metre arc. Ball up again in the middle. Fisher gets held up by Delaney. The umpire gets it back. Thrown up again inside the centre circles. Delaney won that one out. Simeopoulos couldn't pick that one up. Tibertina could, but the kick was smothered. Got back to Simeopoulos. Handball out wide here. O'Sullivan got it. Connor Dunn. A kick around the body didn't work. It favours Tweedy. Brighton go forward again with a kick over everybody's head. At 45 out from Brighton's goal. Tom Dunn ends up with the footy. Handball back to Hamish McIsaac, who got it here to Knott. He takes the mark. They're looking for 50 and it's not there. Knott's got the footy. Goes out towards centre wing. Dimartina. Eyes only for the footy. Fists it over the boundary line. And the umpire says ball it in.
That was just not holding it up for too long there at half-back there, and they were able to close out those options because Grindlay was out on his own on that wing there, and he just took a little bit too long. You can't take that extra second in this game out there. The ball moves so fast.
8 points the margin. Nepean Highway side of the ground. 50 out from Xavs goal. About to be thrown back in. Flockhart looks at it. Delaney, he looked for him. He was there. He got it down. Flockhart roved it. Got it to Fisher. A short kick goes to Pryor. Told to play on. Umpire says, give it to me. I'll ball this one up. As Guiney applied a good tackle.
That was good by the umpire there because that only went about 7 metres.
Yeah.
We've seen those paid before in the past, so they're going well.
Old Scotch into the prelim for lighting options with a 23-point win over St Kevin's. Who they'll face, that's a mystery for now. Flockhart was hit in the face. Free kick went his way. Dimartina takes the advantage, takes a bounce down the Nepean Highway wing and sends it shallowly inside 50 and done. Tom, who's been superb in the number 10 jumper today, feeds it to Lane. He's a designated kicker. Through right half back, it's got to get there quick to Connor Dunn. It does. Carried a leaping Geordie Seagar by inches. Lane's going to run on for the handball receive. Might be given to him by Connor Dunn, who took his time. Lowen closes Lane down quickly to Ganji. Dispossessed, maybe held on to. The umpire told them to play. Inside 50, Muhammad, the last man for the old Xavs. Didn't take the footy cleanly. Dick did. To Burnell, to Edgar. One more over the top to Travers. Oh, he didn't take the ball. Seagar's on the goal line. The Xavs desperate in defence. They cause a stoppage.
That was just that handball by Edgar. He just threw it on the hand and it just didn't bounce up, and it was just, that was really good pressure by Xavs there to hold that up.
Seagar down and sore in the goal square. Looks just like cramp for Geordie Seagar. Slowly back to his feet. 3 metres out, the ball will be thrown in the air. The scoreboard end of Elsternwick Park. Delaney slaps it straight to Fennelly of the Xavs, who over the top goes to Knott, and they will go through right half back, the old Xaverians.
So out of defensive 45 to Westcott. He marks outside on centre wing, Nature Reserve side of the ground. He'll bring it back inside. He heard the call here. Guiney there. He went up, but he couldn't mark it. Fell to Lowen. Brighton go back forward again. Left foot kick down to full forward. Dick there in front. Oh, he couldn't hold on to it. He got it again. Around the body and kicked it. Oh, he contested beautifully. He couldn't hold on to the mark. He boarded the ground. He picked it up, and he kicked around the body and kicked it. Hamish Dick for Brighton. That's his first of the afternoon and the most important one that he's kicked. It stretches the margin back out to 14 points.
Well, even better than that, Lowen with that entry kick to the perfect dangerous spot. Dick did a great job of contesting, and you can see the value of how good he is on the ground when the ball hits it. And, they'll probably come in with an undersized forward line a little bit today with Felix Flockhart having to spend full time in the ruck. But you look at the spread of goal kickers they've had, and that was an excellent execution by Dick.
So Hamish Dick is his first. He's been dangerous all day long. 1 goal, 2. Free kick out of the middle, going the way of the Xavs and Delaney. They're about to tick into time on for Bowens, the builder's choice in this final term. 14-point lead to the Tunners. McIsaac from 3 deep. Oh, he got 2 hands to it. Couldn't bring it down in the end. Cork took it away cleanly. Fed it to Dimartina, to Pryor. Players down in back play. Long kick down the Nepean Highway wing. Travers and Tom Dunn will track the footy. It'll bounce on its point. It'll roll out of play. Everyone's back to their feet. Felix Flockhart again saw Hugo.
Again, he was in the middle of that. He's done a great job today, and he's tearing down to go in the ruck again. Played virtually a lone hand there, so he's a very important player to them.
They're going to need 3 goals here. Sorry, the Xavs. Hugo, they haven't kicked 3 goals in a row since the opening stages of the first term. So they need to turn it on right now. Flockhart guards the space on Delaney. Delaney ran straight past him and the Xavs come through. Stavro dispossessed as he tried to handball it to Hansen, who in turn had to turn tackler on Finn Campiel. He locks the ball up. Attacking side of the wing for the Tunners, Nepean Highway side.
Well, this quarter's going to go reasonably long because they've had a few stoppages. So there's still plenty of time, but they've just got to get some more possession and retain it, Xavier.
So 20 minutes played. Finn Campili for Brighton. Goes to Dick again, and we couldn't mark that one. Fell out the back to Fennelly. In trouble, got the handball out. Tom Dunn bangs it on the boot. Goes towards centre wing with a kick out towards Knott. He's brought the ground by 20 and a good tackle. And the umpire will ball this one in.
So once again, they've done a great job to hold this up here, Brighton. It was a good job defending back there, but they just struggled to retain possession coming out of the back half, Xavier.
14 points the margin. Brighton have the lead. 20 minutes gone in this final term. The winner having a rest next week. Thrown back in, Delaney to the front of the pack, roved it beautifully. Guiney gets away, does he? Oh, yes, he held onto it just long enough. Now Woodhouse had it smothered off the boot by Hill, but a ricochet, Knott goes in towards Ganji at the back. McIsaac, he brought it down to Westcott, and he missed. He missed everything.
Yeah, but he had, he was going, but he had, that was Hamish McIsaac was in the square screaming for it. Hello.
So Brighton try to work it out of defence. Glenn Huntley rode into the ground. Yorgie's got it. 14 points the margin. Brighton had the lead. 21 and a half gone. Connor Dunn charged through, couldn't hold onto it. Nearly a high tackle. Finn Campili. It's been paid. A high tackle.
Well spotted, Petch.
And Connor Dunn to take it here for Xavs.
21 and a half gone. 72 plays 58. The Xavs need 3 straight kicks. Connor Dunn sends it inside 50 once more. McIsaac in a wrestle with Butler. Front spot he owned. He couldn't bring the footy down. Lowen taps it towards the boundary line. Watches it bounce out of play. It'll be thrown in 15 metres out. He's challenging McIsaac. He just hasn't been able to get near the footy in the air today.
Well, once again, Delaney came over the top there. I reckon it was Delaney who spoiled him. So but that's where they've struggled all day. That entry kick like that there, high and easy to defend.
Flockhart, front spot on Woodhouse here. Woodhouse ran past, got it to Charlie McIsaac. Left foot snap, it's touched and patted through by Campbell Tweedy on the line. Back to 13 points we go. 22 minutes and 20 seconds gone final term. 72 playing 59. McIsaac, that's the only space he's been able to find at ground level today. He's flown high on a few occasions. We haven't seen his typical marking prowess. Butler from the last line for the Tunners.
So hearts in mouth stuff there as McIsaac had a shot. Butler kicks the ball as long as he can. Centre wing the target. Delaney at the back. Flockhart in front. Ball fell here. Trigar got a handball over to Stavru. Now Lane runs inside 45. Can't control it. Handball McIsaac missed him. Came back to Butler. Handball Travers. Handball Burnell. Kick back to virtually where it came. Up to Flockhart. There he is. Flockhart took the mark over Mohammed.
Well, I tell you, Petchy, he's the Skins player of the day, and I won't have anything from you about any other player either.
He goes to Finn Campili. He takes the mark.
Just telling a couple of fumbles there by Xavs moving forward anyway.
So Campili goes with a kick for Brighton. Up towards half forward. Trigard there. Palmed it down. Fisher, Seager, they get in the way. Burnell, handball Gregson. Goes to full forward for Brighton. Mohammed palmed it down. Straight to Hope. Hope into goal and missed. So minor score there to Brighton. 10-13, 73. Xavs 9-5, 59. 14 points the margin. 23 and a half minutes gone in this final term. That normally happens.
Yeah, I was going to say, you're right there.
It's been an intense game of wins.
The builder's choice.
Sorry, Petchy. Tell you what, I think this game could be over had Brighton just finished a little bit more effectively this quarter. Long down the line go the Xavs. Westcott off his chest. He was ridden all the way in by Montanaro. McNabb took it. Gregson, here come the Tummers again. He's tackled by Knott. Gregson holding the footy. Charlie Knott wins the ball back at the right half-back flank. The Nepean Highway side, they need to get moving now. 3 goals they need to win this game of footy. It's not coming with this forward foray. The kick was up and under him, straight to Campbell Tweedy. And he can go backwards here to Lowen if he wants to take some sting and time out of this game. He's not going to opt to. Long down the line instead, Nepean Highway side. Oh, good grab, Fisher. He was the second man in the chain, marks it in front of his face, above the head, and just settles things, Hugo, for hit IQ.
They're starting to take a little bit of time off the clock. Very smart.
One more you'd think would do it. Fisher inside 50. Flockhart!
Is there anything he can't do, this man? But the way he goes forward and makes the other ruckman really think about where he's going. But he just came in from the side there. It's like a challenging piece of this guy. So we might get mark of the day and goal of the day and Skins player of the day today. He's been outstanding to this side.
No arguments from me.
One goal in the third quarter. He's missed to the right-hand side, Felix Flockhart.
You know why?
He rushed his line at the very end.
Kicked around the corner. What's he doing?
Yeah. He could have kicked it out in the full.
10, 14, 74, 9, 5, 59, 15-point margins. The door still open for the old Xaverians, Petch.
So Hamish McIsaac straight up the middle of the ground, the shortest way home. And the mark not taken in there. Looked like that was going to be taken by Cork. He couldn't hold on to it. Ball comes to ground and tempers fray a little bit. And the last one up is Hansen. So inside the centre square, 25 and a half gone final term. 74 playing 59. Brighton have the lead. Ball outside the centre square. Handball, and the umpire's blown a whistle, a throw. Umpire has picked a throw, and it'll go Montenaro's way here for Brighton.
Flockhart's all by himself here, Petchy, just drifting inside 50.
Sliding forward.
So Montenaro saw him. He goes in Flockhart's direction.
Oh,
in from the side. He's taken the mark. In from the side. Not over Flockhart, but he hit them from the side. He goes in towards centre half back. Stolen off the pack and kicking it clear is Travers for Brighton. Goes to Flockhart and he marks inside the 45-metre arc.
Hugo, I'm looking forward to Premier Data doing this game, and I just want to see the ranking points for big Felix Flockhart. I'm thinking a 180 bomb at least. This has been massive from the massive man.
But also, too, I mean, the hit-outs they had as well, but the marks in the forward half of the ground, they're telling you expect your ruckman to set up behind the ball. By him sliding forward, because they are an undersized forward line, it's a valuable ploy by them.
Well, he missed his last shot here, Felix. He's looking at his second goal of the afternoon. Brighton's 11th to stretch the margin out to 21. Puts it on its way in front of the scoreboard. He's got it! He's done it here, Felix. 21 points the margin. Brighton have the lead. We've gone 27 minutes in this final term, and Brighton can have the rest next week.
Yeah. Well, I was going to say, with how long it's gone, about 4 or 5 minutes ago when you mentioned it, Paddy, I thought against anyone else you'd think, probably the day's done. Xavier had their chances going forward. It's just been that forward entry that has been easy to defend by Brighton, and then, with Felix Flockhart sliding forward like that to take those marks, you can't defend that.
No.
And now here he goes back in the middle.
He's going to need the rest, I think, Felix Flockhart. 4 goals to 1 in the final term. And like they did in 2024, they're going to be first into the grand final. Flockhart not even jumping in the middle of the ground. He is exhausted. Hansen makes an error. Flockhart just gives him what for. He's going to sleep well tonight, Felix Flockhart.
As he should.
Thrown up again in the middle. Delaney and Flockhart. He pushed him out of the way. Did Flockhart. Kicks it. Tumbling inside 50 to centre half forward. Campili. That's Joey. Slaps it on. Mohammed's first there. Hope has him. Mohammed dribbles the kick out illegally. Free kick going the way of Jamie Hope. And Hope can have a shot at goal number 4. He'll be 40 metres out. A slight angle to right half forward. This for the 12th Tunners goal of the game of footy at the 28.5-minute mark. For Bowens, the builder's choice, bowens.com.au. It's been the ladder leaders doing what they do best, taking the game away in the final term. And Jamie Hope, this will be icing on the cake stuff. ...24 goals on the season. Came into this one with 21. 3 goals on second semi-final day in 2024. Jamie Hope has got 4.
Wow.
Start the car, back to Brighton Beach Oval. They're going to get it done today, the Tunners. They're going to be there on the last Friday of September. We await their opponent.
Yes, so they get a chance to reassess, have the week off, freshen up. But now you think of Xavier, so they've thrown everything at it today. They've got to get ready in 7 days to play a side that is charging towards the grand final in Scotch, who did a number on St Kevin's today. So... And I tipped St Kevin's, but I'm the worst tipster in the commentary box by a mile.
Xavs kicks the first 3 goals of the game, and then Brighton have kicked 12, and the Xavs have kicked 6. Inside 45 here now for Xavs. Over the line it goes, and we'll have a ball in.
I think they realise they might have it now, Hugo.
Oh, I think so. But look, they played really well. Then you think of those opportunities that Xavier missed early to get more scoreboard pressure on Brighton. But the shots on goal are probably a telling one as well. what is that, 26-14.
Thrown back in, inside 45, commentary side. Flockhart fisted outside, defensive 45. Charging through Hill. He goes through the middle of the ground for Brighton up to Hamish Dick. He looked around, heard the call. Handball hit a hope, palmed it along in front of him, goes into goal and hit the post.
He's got a lot hit the post.
Hit the bottom of the post. A minor score. Doesn't matter. 12-15-87 Brighton, 9-5-59 Xavs, 30 and a half gone in this final term.
4 goals, 3 for Jamie Hope. What a day he's had. Felix Flockhart will be our Skins player of the day, but you can't forget about his effort ahead of the footy. Lane wins the footy across half forward for the Xavs, toes it forward, Simeopoulos off the bootlaces. Felix Flockhart, as he has so often, intercepts. He cleans up, he goes to Burnell. His kick dribbles in front of Tweedy at the left half-back flank, Nepean Highway side. Skims a kick down the wing, it's cut down. And the Xavs still working forward. Hanson, the handball receive, inside 50. Flockhart stands beneath it, skipped over his hands, all the way back to Yorgie at fullback. Kick didn't carry the required to McNabb. His handball missed the target. Lane takes it, spins out of the grasp of Gregson, along to McGillen, to Hanson. This all by hand. Westcott, not with a decision to make in the pocket. Looks for Woodhouse, gets him. He marks right forward pocket, 12 metres out. Maybe 18 metres out as I look at it a second time. Tightest of angles, though, for Hayden Woodhouse. He's a left footer, though, so you expect he'll step around and kick on the preferred. 28-point margin as things stand. It doesn't really tell the narrative of the game. This would be to cut it down to 22 for Hayden Woodhouse. Yet to trouble the scorers this afternoon on second semi-final day. Runs around on the J-curve and he hits it too hard. It bends acutely and through for a minor score. The old Xavs, they trickle on to 9-5-59. Oh, Brighton 12-15-87 for Bowen's the builder's choice. 32 gone in the final term. Simon Petch on the call.
So a preliminary final next week. Xavs and Scotch here at Elsternwick Park should be a ripper. Brighton kick the ball back in.
Oh!
Delaney couldn't hold on to that one. The umpire's blown the whistle. He's got into Flockhart.
He's paid a push.
And Felix slowly but surely gets up. Delaney wasn't sure what was going on there.
It was Mohammed actually pushed.
Yes, he did.
Pushed Flockhart coming in.
I think Raj Johnston's going to be about the only person to get close to Felix Flockhart without belting him in the back in some fashion in a few minutes' time.
The best dressed man on the boundary today, Raj Johnston.
Isn't he just?
Absolutely looks a picture.
Yeah, no, he's
in his suit.
Yes.
I asked him if he came from court. Missed the brief. We missed the brief. I didn't realise.
Straight to the pages of the amateur footballer, I reckon, for us.
Absolutely. Here's Cam Keeling. Well. Kick up towards half forward for Brighton. Came down to Pryor. 45 out from goal. Straightens up to Burnell. And he takes the mark directly in front of goal.
Well, so it's a big performance by Brighton. We're talking shot on goal now. There it is on the siren.
So the siren goes. Burnell's got the football in hand. It's all elementary here because they lead by 27. They can win this game by 33. It doesn't really matter. Burnell for his third goal of the afternoon. Brighton go into goal and kicked it. So Burnell kicks his third. Brighton have a week off next week. They go into a grand final. They'll either meet Xavs or Scotch in that preliminary final next week. But the final score down here, an emphatic win to Brighton in the end. The game was close all of the afternoon, but Brighton have run out winners. 13-15-93, Xavs 9-6-60, a margin of 33 points in favour of Brighton, and Burnell had kicked his third of the afternoon.
Our Skins player of the day wins a pair of cutting-edge Skins compression tights, thanks to Skins, the pioneers of compression. It will surprise no one to know that that is Felix Flockhart. Raj Johnston is in the process of making his way out to Felix, and he has him along the boundary side. Let's get down to Raj Johnston and our best player on the ground today in the second semi-final, Felix Flockhart.
Felix, you were just everywhere today. Very well-deserved Skins player of the game. You've got your express pass through to the grand final. How does it feel?
Oh, I don't even know what to say. It's just, it feels amazing. We just, you know, you talk about it in pre-season in December and all of a sudden we're here. So it's a bloody amazing feeling. It was awesome. Big crowd. Oh, just over the moon, yeah.
Great work, Felix. It's Hugo here, mate. You're my new favourite player in the competition. That was an excellent performance today. Mate, just with you sliding forward there, taking those marks, is that just you've got licence to do that, or is that something that Soupy really wants you to do and that's an active ploy?
Yeah, definitely got the licence to go forward as long as I get back if I miss.
Yeah, no, that's true.
I don't know, that last quarter I just found a second wind and just pushed forward and found myself in the right spot, and thankfully thankfully the boys looked for me, which is nice, and yeah.
They can't miss you, mate. You're huge.
Felix, I think we were joking on air that Raj is the first person to get this close to you without whacking you in the back in some sort of fashion. How are you feeling? How's the body?
Actually good. The week off. I've lost you again. Yeah, no, the body feels good. The week off last week. Also had 4 weeks away in Europe, so maybe that helped as well.
Felix, congratulations on being first through to the grand final. Fitting that you're best on ground in the same game that your brother was best on ground in last year, so a little bit of synergy there. Congratulations, you're our Skins Player of the Day. Go and sing the song and enjoy the week off.
Thank you, thanks very much.
Felix Flockhart, the Skins Player of the Day, has won himself a pair of cutting-edge Skins compression tights. Thanks to Skins, the pioneers of compression. A reminder, if you're watching us on Community TV, you can get ready now for the part 2 of this afternoon's doubleheader. We've got Holmesglen Under-19 Premier Preliminary Final action for you at St Kevin's, taking on the Uni Blues for a spot in the grand final against the Tunners next Saturday night. To watch this game, if you're watching on Community TV, just hit refresh on your browser. If you'd like to watch this game but you don't have a Community TV subscription, head to communitytv.com.au and buy a monthly pass. Hugo, we've got to get out of here fairly sharpish. Your mark of the day for Gorman Commercial, Melbourne's commercial property leader.
Mohammed, that one flying in the last quarter, I think that was excellent.
Goal of the day is for Hodges Real Estate, proud sponsor of the Tunners for over 30 years. If you're buying and selling in the area, speak to Hodges director and Tunners past player Angus Graham.
That's a tougher one there. We'll go with one of James Hope's 4. You're going to get something for kicking 4. You're going to have goal of the day.
Old Brighton 13-15-93. Old Xaverians 9-6-60. It's the Tunners 33-point victors. Their first into the Premier Men's Grand Final for 2025.
This has been the SEN Match of the Day. Thanks to William Buck. Join us again next week on the SEN app, sen.com.au and vafa.com.au.
Stay up to date with all the latest from the Victorian Amateur Football Association with the brand new VAFA app. Stay connected with live scores, fixtures, stats and news from across the Victorian Amateur Football Association right at your fingertips. Download the VAFA app today from the App Store or Google Play and never miss a moment.